Thank you so much for being here, and welcome to the Omni Theater. Put your head up, put your seat back, and look up at the big globe above you as we travel around the universe. Bless you. We love you. A lot. Like a lot. We like you guys. Oh, hello. I didn't expect to see you there. Oh, of course I did. It's 10 o'clock. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. We're going to start with the lemon water to stay energized, to stay amazing, to stay pumped up. You know, fresh lemons. If I can't get the back squeeze, I got to get a lemon back squeeze, you know, like guard, a lemon guard. Lemon squeeze guard, short squeeze guard, whatever we want to call it, a guard, right? Everybody needs a guard. Looking nice. Shout out to everybody here. Let's take a big sip out of the lemon water. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's stay hydrated. Let's decalcify that pineal gland and get ourselves on another level. JASMY still holding 2 cents. Not too shabby. We're going to look at the winners and the losers today. We're going to see if there's any gems to be had. And there's actually a lot to talk about. So I'm going to break it down. I have a bunch of windows for you, and I'm excited. Let's bring that music back up and running there. Billy O. Bobby G. Oh, my. Shout out to each and every one of you in the house. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water. Let's get it going. Thank you for being here. Bitcoin dumping back down to 62,600. If it loses the key level, 57.7. We got to jump on in. We are getting a nice little dumpy in the morning. Bang. Let's hit it. Let's get it going. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I hope that jumped you right out of your seat. I bet it did. It did for me. It probably did for you. But that's the word. That's what it is. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. Not much to talk about. Bitcoin's been in this beautiful channel for a while. If you were with me, I had this and a beautiful breakout to the upside for massive gains yesterday. It was an awesome trade. If you took it with me and I said Bitcoin's about to move, and literally about 5 minutes later, a huge pump to the upside for Bitcoin. Beautiful trades, all right? Was able to scalp Bitcoin yesterday for 2 beautiful trades. And now I'm in another trade that I entered kind of right around here last night. I watched it for hours till about 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I went to bed. It was just looking like, hey, it was just funny. It was, the measured move here is 68,000, all right? But the bigger measured move I have on another chart too is like 70K. So I'm like, could we go to 70K tonight? And could I miss it? And there was a chance. So right now, look, the 15-minute got overbought on the stochastics RSI, my favorite go-to indicator, all right? Whenever they're above the dotted line and curving, it tells me that, and we're at a previous high that we've hit before, which is called a resistance. It tells me that I have to be careful and pay attention. So right now, Bitcoin has a local resistance. And we're going to get rid of this thing here for now. Of course, you want to see us break above 63,895. But right here, bing. And then we just wicked to this right now. I was just in the money again in the trade. I'm still in a long trade. I was just in the money again, though. As I got on it, like, KUTN, Mavia. We'll take a look at Mavia. SHIDO was exploited. We're going to talk about what happened to SHIDO and break it down. They said they're going to make everything right. You can't trade it right now on MEXC, but usually when that happens, you can get access to the coin. And once it gets back on chain, you'll be able to send it to an on-chain wallet and deal with it. And deal with it as such. So that's just one thing that we're looking at. So you're looking for Bitcoin to bounce here, make somewhat of a shoulder, kind of head and a right shoulder here, and get tighter in the zone. If it gets tighter in here, a very likelihood of a big pump to the upside is coming for Bitcoin. All right, if it loses this level, look for the bearish retest. We will drop down to the 200 SMA on the 15-minute. That'll be our first stop. From there, a bigger short could be at play. Like once we lose the 15-minute 200 SMA, we could start to make a move further to the downside. So right now, this is what I see for Bitcoin. Nothing crazy, and I see no reason why not to be positioned here with a stop below this point of control. Just, because if we continue sideways, there's a big chance we get a move to the upside. Right? And so that's kind of what I'm looking at for BTC. All right. Not much else to talk about for Bitcoin. I'll give you the big top-down analysis if you'd like. And look, we just got a huge bounce all the way back to 780 for BTC, really off the bottom of that. When we zoom in, you can see what a big bounce that was to the upside. They're toying with the shorts, in my humble opinion. They're continuing to buy this ETF as price action gets more and more scarce. This is an ascending triangle. It's a 50-50 pattern. But when you have a lot of buy pressure and a lot of people sweating an asset, this turns into like an 80% pattern, And I would look at the 1-hour time frame, which is still low and showing signs of upward momentum. You even had the stochastics move to the downside while you went to the upside on the 1-hour time frame. Very bullish sign. So Sammy Cup and Handy will continue to stay long and is long. So I'm long, baby, long. And if we ever break back above here and retest 63,895, 64K, I'm even long. I'm going to double down. So the first target. So let me show you. The target is higher. See, look, it's really the length of this pole here. And I'm telling you, 70,571 is my target. It says we're getting there by the end of February. It's crazy. It says we could get there. It's weird. It says we could get there today. I mean, look how fast we went from 57 up to there, and now we're consolidating. If you know what consolidation is and you know how to read your moving averages, I don't know what to tell you here, but Bitcoin looks beautifully positioned for a move to the upside. What do I know? People love to counter trade me. It's so hilarious, but do whatever makes you happy. And this isn't me talking. You're not counter trading me. You're counter trading the market. I've looked at the market for 15 years, and when I give a probability, it has a high probability because I've been doing this for a long, long time. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Did Bitcoin pump fill an inefficiency from last year? I mean, you would want to look at the monthly, right, if you're talking about something like that. And in that talk, let's take a look at our monthly Bitcoin chart here. When we look at the monthly, something big has happened. We have closed a candle, or we will close a candle higher than any candle in Bitcoin's life. Never has a monthly candle closed above this level here. The high was 66,998.67. Never in our lifetimes has we seen a candle above this level. The weekly has done it. And honestly, it was as simple as this. If you knew how to play an inverted head and shoulder on the weekly, that's exactly what you got, right? Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So, I mean the monthly. Sorry, I said the weekly. I meant the monthly. But you can see the monthly well above previous resistance here. So if the monthly can close, all right, let's make sure the high is correct. Where would we close? Yeah, where did it open? Not where it closed. 43,800. For 43.8 is monthly support, which is crazy, right? 43,800. But we have yet to ever close a monthly candle above this region. It's a pretty big deal. Let's take a look at our 2-week chart. Our 2-week chart has not broken the high. It's at resistance, technically, right? 64,000. We will see. 62,900 for Bitcoin, attempting to climb here to the upside. Are we going to get a short squeeze? Well, I'll tell you what. When you take a look at BOOKMAP, link in the description below for BOOKMAP. If you want to take a look at what's happening for BOOKMAP, you can see that there's a big whale here that wants to sell $65,000 and $64,000. There's still a whale down here too at $51,000. But whenever that's that far away and you have liquidity way closer, I don't even take it seriously. It's like, ha 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 ha. It's just like a frog to a lily pad. It'll jump to the closest lily pads, most likely. I get, the idea. And I've never really seen a frog pick every lily pad, but you know what I mean, all right? Don't break it down so right. The idea is this: bounce. You're Pepe the frog. You want to bounce off liquidity. $64,000, $65,000, $69,000 is the proper order ahead. So it does look like we could get there. 63,000 for Bitcoin. Let's get back into business here as Bitcoin took a nice big move back to the upside. Let's take a look at our 7-minute. Our 7-minute is about to explode here out of a flag. BTC, right? And where do we love to trade? I like to trade on MEXC. MEXC, all right? Like, Why do I trade MEXC? Because they have the lowest fees, all right? Using RNSID, KYC, do what you have to do. RNSIDs, baby, they're the thing. 0 spot maker or taker fee. When I buy spot, I pay 0 fees on my MEXC account. It's pretty awesome. I find it absolutely amazing. All right? I think you would too. So get in line, figure it out. MEXC, 0.1% taker fee. So you can basically flash in and out of the charts, and it's amazing when you're trading. It makes it a lot easier to trade futures when you only have to spend 0.01. Most people are charging you 5 times. Go look, 0.6, 6 times the fees. No other exchange is doing this but MEXC. Link in the description. If you want to jump on into MEXC with my link, I do get a commission. I'd greatly appreciate it. Hit the link right here. Jump on into MEXC today. This is where I trade futures. Best futures that I've ever seen. And again, you see, this is the idea that we're going for here. This 1 hour, this 15-minute, looking very bullish to me for a parabolic move to the upside here for Bitcoin, right? Rising wedges break up. Only 32%. They usually break down, but when they break up, they go parabolic, right? And so when I take the length of the pole here to here and I flip it, and this is what I does and what I do's, I see a move here to $71,000.71 for Bitcoin. And I'm long and strong. And I've been long and strong, and I have nothing to say about it. All right? So, and that's, your 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. You bring that up a little bit. And you can see I've raised my stop even to 59,853. Okay. But this stop would be at, what, 60,011. Oh, no, let me see. No, yeah, look. Let's see. Yeah, 59,984. My target there going all the way to 71,071 cents. 71.71. We want 70K and we want it now. We don't care who we have to. I'm just messing around. Well, look, I wouldn't mind. Well, that makes it a 2-to-1. I got to raise that stop a little bit on this one. 60,331. Risk 240 for 612. Risk 280 for 7. You know what I mean? 300 for 783. Not the best. I'd like it better than that usually. But I want to add to my already peppered up trade here that I've been juicing. And now we got the 1 hour and the 15 flipping back. And, you know, we got the power here of this 5-7 minute time frame. So I did add to the trade there. Made it a little hefty. All right. And, you know, we want to win. And look, this is a shoulder, a head, a bit of a right shoulder. You see that? Inverted head and shoulders, shoulder, head, right shoulder. So if you've been with me, if you've traded with me for a long time, I really haven't stopped trading all night. I took 2-hour break since you've seen me last. Like, I just don't stop. We just keep moving, man. You can see my take profits up at 71. And I'm not saying we'll definitely go up there, but, you know, once we break this resistance here at 63.8, then it's going to be 64.2. And then I just don't see any resistance for Bitcoin on the bigger scale. And I could easily lose this trade and get flattened. Anything could happen. So this is what I see happening for BTC. I'm nice enough to give you my free trade without any, no holds bar. My stops are below the point of control. I don't know where your stop could be. It could be here. It could be there. You could be going for here, there, or there. I don't know exactly, There's multiple levels to put a stop. There's multiple places to go for a target. It all depends on the breakout of this channel. And it looks like it's likely going to break out to the upside. And I'm super bullish. So, shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Shout out to Stas. Shout out to everybody here. Sam is a long-time lifer and being on my work laptop and office now online to send super chat. Can you please look at Engine really quick? 15 seconds, bro. God bless. All right. You have my blessings. Let's take a look at Engine Coin. Engine Coin ripped on the daily, all right? It looks like it has a little more gas, but it took a nice big pump to the upside. Broke through this resistance. I actually should look at it on like a KuCoin when it has a lot more information. All right. Funny, I thought about it last night. I was like, Engine Coin, and it did rip a little bit. I see this like I see two things about Engine Coin that are interesting. This looks like a giant Adam and Eve double bottom. Number one, right? It breaks this high. It's likely ripping. We've seen many coins do this and rip to the upside. Engine Coin, I don't see why it won't be any different. It's a great project. Good coin, been around for a long time. I remember first talking about it in like 2006, like 2018 at the end of the first rally. It's going to be a big one in this next one. Look at this gap of the VRVP. Says it can definitely get up to 160 pretty nicely. So you're talking to 4x not too long from now for this Engine Coin. And a lot of these other gaming coins that no one's really, it's an older gaming coin. But that's what's called an Adam and Eve double bottom for sure. All right. And now you see the bigger picture. All right. Okay. I would also like to see the 3-day chart. A little overbought, more than I'd like to, but it did just close a candle above its 200 SMA. Very bullish sign for Engine Coin. You want to see this momentum continue. You do not want to see Engine Coin lose the 3-day 200 SMA. That would roughly be somewhere around 36 cents at the present moment in time, but will change with the movement of the logarithmic 200 SMA. We take a look here at the 4-hour time frame, or even into the daily, and you can see the daily is overbought, kind of. But what we want to see really is we want to see a little more push, and we'd like to see some consolidation here above 41.41. So that would push me into the 4-hour and to the 1-hour just to see what's happening. The 4-hour actually says, hey, I'm just getting started for a move here to the upside. And I'm in a flag, and I would like to continue my measured move. And the daily could easily follow through with that, right? Being like it could get pressed where it is. So here we take a look at the 1-hour. All right. And the 1-hour has to reset. So I would watch this 1-hour time frame. Making some type of wacky flag here, I don't know exactly how to I'm not a psychic. But, I would be studying the 1-hour time frame. And again, there's a chance here that engine does not go lower than 42. And this is kind of its way up. Once it breaks up here, I'd be looking for a daily consolidation. But overall, I do see a bigger move coming for Bitcoin. All right. Pangolin has been out of control. Could it get a move here? It finally made a beautiful falling wedge flag that we know so well, where they dip the nose of the inverted head and shoulder out of the pattern. We've seen this 100 times in a row. Otherwise, you end up with a wacky pattern. $0.59, it's like key resistance. It breaks above that. I do not see why it can't get to 116 fast and furiously. All right. Crypto sports. I joined the 99 and made over 16,000 in the last 3 days. You are the GOAT. Can you look at a portal? Just launched on Mexi. Has them listed. Yeah, portal's been hot. Stas already jumped into portal. Had it on my radar this morning. New coin alert. New coin alert. We got a new coin for you every single day here. We find a few new coins usually, not even just one. I posted a bunch of new coins to the trading group last night. I was on a research tear last night. Literally just deep diving alpha for each and every one of you, filling up that token metric section and some other things, breaking it down for you, having a blast. It was awesome. So I hope you got that information. I hope you had a good time. 166% here for Pangolin. But again, is this a guarantee? No. Is it high risk? Somewhat. I'd like to see it at the 618 or the 786 Fibonacci level. Some say, oh, well, it really started from this impulse here. And I guess you could say that is, and we did bounce off of 786. There's two, camps to that idea. Anyway, I say Pangolin breaks above 60. It's probably a smooth move up to 115. All right. When I jump into Pangolin right now, I think if you hold Pangolin for 2 months, you can't, there's almost no way. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. You got to figure out whether it works for you. I don't know your current financial situation. I don't know if you owe any money. I don't know if you're rich. You might have way more money than me. So what I say won't make sense to you. You might have less money than, you know what I mean? All those things matter when you're talking about that type of stuff. That's why I like, you can look at a stop loss for reference, but you should have your own idea of where your stop loss should be. That should be something that you figure out, right? Everyone wants an answer to a question that they need to be answering, right? Shout out to the 1,499 people here on the live, 332 likes, $54 in chat revenue. God bless each and every one of you for being here. If you want to join in the fun, we made a lot of gains trading Bitcoin last night, and even the day before, I gave a trade for like the night up to 57,000 to 64,000. Join the trading group today. People say, how did you do that? How can you join the trading group? It's simple. You go to cryptolifer.com. Right here, it takes you to the website. I have it pinned. It's the first link you can hit in the blue pinned comment here. It's impossible to miss. Cryptolifer.com. Join today. Get the education you deserve. Like, you need an education to change your life. How did I get here? You're watching me because I got an education and technical analysis. If I didn't, there'd be nothing to talk about, and you wouldn't want to be watching me. All right? So the 1 hour for PNG looks like it's going to blast, and it does have somewhat of a double bottom here. Like, it used this as pretty strong support. 1, 2, almost a triple bottom. Kind of an inverted head and shoulder, but not perfect. It does have gas here. See how the stochastics want to push to the upside. If Bitcoin gets a move too, you know, it can only help out the move. Look, 63,240 for Bitcoin. Massive pump to the upside for BTC. All right. If you took the trade, you're in the money now beautifully. You're in the money beautifully now. All right. No complaints here. We break through now. 5 minutes suggest that a big move could be coming here. 63,000. Remember, we just started. We were just like $1,000 away. We were at 62. When I started saying, I'm bullish. We were at 62,006, 62,007. People should be in the money right now. People should be in the money right now. Radium, where people are buying all the awesome little altcoins. And look at this. Look how I had Radium inside an inverted head and shoulder. That was like, look, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. Likely to break to the upside. All right. Bang to the upside. Did you watch my Escalade video? And, you know, if Solana's going to move, what is going to move behind it? We've gone over this. It's Radium. 39% gains for Radium. And, you know, I talk you guys through how ecosystems are built. We break it down all the time. All right? All the time. All right? Good day, morning, evening, all. Shout out to Ski and Rooster. We love you, and we appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Radium is the main DEX for Solana. You got Serum and Radium. When people want to run into these little coins and buy them, right, which were popping all last night, Myro, Bonk, right, you go to you can get them on Radium. All right, look at Bonk. Bonk, I put in an inverted head and shoulder in my trading group. Likely to go up 43%. Look how much it's up now. Up 75% gains in total for Bonk. And this was child's play to me. It was an inverted head and shoulder. 1, 2, 3. I posted this to the trading group. 77% gains right now for Bonk. Like, that was simple to me. Like, there was no, like, you didn't even need 1,000. You don't need 1,000 indicators to make gains in this trading group. Like, you just needed to understand, like, what matters more than other things. Like, that was a big deal. That's an inverted head and shoulder. So somehow the TA again told us that we were going to have this weird, crazy meme season right now. And almost every meme would get back or close to its all-time high. And we've been seeing a massive pump in these memes. Look at Pepe just doing damage. If you don't have a if you don't have a bag of Pepe over here, you're missing out over here. I wanted to see if Pepe could make the move. It's back in action right here. And honestly, this is your same flag. Nothing really changed from the same idea here for Pepe. As long as it holds 2832, I don't see why it can't get up to 43.49 and head up to its all-time high. Pepe about to do some serious damage here and build a new base. The 1 hour looks really, really nice for Pepe. That looks like some gains are coming. So watch Pepe here on the 1 hour time frame. Looks very, very interesting to me. Pepe, baby, Pepe on the 1 hour. Beautiful flag, oversold stochastics. Unlikely that it dumps when the Stokes are pushing up like that, but anything is possible, right? For Pepe, baby. So we're going to jump on into your super chats. I'm not done yet, but, you know, we've already kind of broken down Bitcoin. Oh, I have so much to show you right now that's going to blow your mind. So stay tuned. At about 11, I'm going to break down, you know, these 3 tabs are going to show you kind of what I'm into, how I'm doing it, what's happening. One I'm going to jump into real quick is you can, you know, trade leverage. And remember, I did this leverage trade. I don't know if you remember, but I opened it up just to do a task on Jupe, just for airdrop purposes. And I threw a soul in here, I guess, at 4x leverage or something. And, you know, yeah, a $99 worth of soul. Liquidation price was $83. And I figured, hey, and I mean, we ripped, right? We're at 135. And remember when I put 100 grand into Solana? Look, that's up 100. Look, and so this is how you could trade perps on Jupe. And you have limit orders, everything you want, up to 100x leverage here on Jupiter, perpetual. Pretty awesome, and it works easily. And I'm not saying I do it all the time, you know, I still, but you can see this thing's up 147%. You know, I put $99 in that turned into 220, up $146. And if I leave that in there and Solana does, you know, that'll probably turn into $700-800. It's just funny, you know. It'll represent my 100 grand. But, you know, amazing. Amazing. So And I forgot I even did that. Shout out to Stas. You reminded me. And I looked and I was like, oh, yeah. So, you know, always go to the station. There's different tasks you can do. There's still going to be some juke airdrops, I'm telling you right now. And, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with juke. So, I'd keep doing your tasks. I wouldn't give up on juke. And I got some other airdrop things to talk about later on inside the trading group to get you excited. Back to 63,000, though. The volatility has been like, kind of like, look at this, just chop, up and down chop craziness. Just be careful. We want to make sure the 1 minute stays above the 200 SMA definitively here and goes some more sideways. If I will turn bearish the second we lose this area here and we do a bearish retest, then you know that 62.4 is going to drop down to 61,271. We lose that key level, we're dropping down here back to 59,487, and we'll go from there. If I see something of this nature happen, if I see a bear flag, a bearish retest, or something, we start losing the 200 SMA on the 5 minute and the 1, I'm going to be wary of a possible dump, and I'm going to be able to switch short pretty fast. So the cool thing about my strategy is highly sensitive to switching short or long based on key confirmations, and I'm willing to kind of get in and out of a trade at any moment in time depending on what I'm seeing in the smaller time frames. Like right now, all is well because previous resistance, bounce. We're defending 62,500, 62.44, 446, right? The second we lose that level, all that's out the window. And then you have to say, we're coming here. And the second we lose that, it's down here. And you have to be able to switch bearish pretty fast, right? This is also a 50-50 pattern. It's not always a lovely pattern. And I remind myself of that. How many times I've seen an ascending triangle dump on my face, and it's happened. Yeah. And you're like, well, why are you still in a long, Sammy? Because I remain long. All right. 4 hour even coming down and kind of flipping. And you can see the 4 hour coming up while the stochastics are coming down. It's a very bullish sign. So I'm getting inferences and hints of bullishness for Bitcoin. And and I love the 1 hour time frame. It shows there's still gasoline coming. Again, heavy resistance. If you don't see Bitcoin break back above that 63, even right here, which I don't know why I don't have it labeled yet. But it's right there, 63.5. Like, if you can't break above 63.5, look, boom, boom, boom. Expect more downside. So I'm not bullish or bearish at the present moment. I'm taking the probability of a move to the upside, but anything could happen. You know, I'm open-minded. I believe over time, they're going to continue to print Bitcoin. They're going to continue to print the dollar to zero. And, you know, the fiat currency graveyard, I showed this for the Ginny Foundation, U.S. money supply. And if you added the years to this, it went up even more. They're up here now. Like, they added more in the last 5 years than they did in the last entire society. U.S. dollar purchasing power during the 20th century has just completely collapsed. RIP to the fiat, baby. The average lifespan of fiat currency is 35 years. That's why you have $100,000 bills, $5 million Zairs, a $10 million Pango. Nobody wants a Hungarian Pango anymore. Nobody. You know, a German $1 billion mark, right? The Weimar Republic, Zimbabwe, a $100 trillion bill. This is real. This isn't some Photoshop baloney. Yugoslavia, $10 billion. In America, will we have what will they do? Will bread be worth $1,000, $10,000, $7,000? You know, and I teach my students this all the time of how the reason I got into Bitcoin really wasn't because I was following some new age digital fad. I was a guy who was buying gold and silver and preserving my wealth, and I decided that Bitcoin had the scarcest asset, all right? So I can't really talk much more about Bitcoin. You can see kind of why I'm long or I'm short, and you can see what levels I'm watching, and you can see what time frames I'm using for confirmation. You could do the same. The 1 minute decides to lose this level and drop, and, you know, we lose 62.4, and you see a little bit of a bear flag or a bearish retest. Now, they could do a bear trap. Anything could happen, but so far, I remain long inside of this beautiful channel to the upside for BTC, and I've been tracking it ever since that nasty dump, right? We've been trading this. I've been drawing almost every little flag. Look, this cup and handle to the upside. So if you've been in my trading group, I've been stalking Bitcoin literally with a 2 hour break since the last live stream. I was at my computer almost all day yesterday. And it is what it is. When Bitcoin is in this moment, I'm in the moment with Bitcoin. It is what it is. So if you want to be there with the most obsessive, most consistent, most insane, detailed TA guy in the game, then jump on in with the lifer. Sam Price, I've been trading for 15 years. I'd appreciate it. Shout out to the channel sponsors, I Trust Capital. All right. There you can actually buy and sell inside of a Roth IRA, your chain link, and on the weekends. Those ETFs, they close. They don't give you access on the weekends to the ETF. You know what I mean? The ETF, you can't do that. You lose out on price. But in your Roth IRA inside of iTrust Capital, you could be buying Bitcoin on the lows before it pumped to the upside. It pumped this Monday. The weekend really was a good place to get on in. iTrust Capital, baby. And you can also buy and sell inside of them tax-free, which is like unheard of, right? And so that's a really big deal here. Something you want to check out. You know, scan that QR code and hit the link below if you want. iTrust Capital. Our secondary, you know, and shout out to another channel sponsor, BingX. We love you. We appreciate you. BingX, where you can trade Tesla and Forex in the same place. Can't do that anywhere else. And gold, silver, ETFs, indexes, Bitcoin, and Myro, like some of the smallest coins. Where else can you do that? Only on BingX. And then shout out to the biggest channel sponsors, each and every one of you, CryptoLifer.com. The reason why we don't show coins, we don't have to talk about projects, and we don't take money from anybody except for our beautiful channel sponsors. But if someone comes, hey, you want to promote this coin? It's going to be big. I'd be like, no, I don't do that. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Bitcoin halving coming up. I get emails every day. Hey, we like to give you, what's your price for it? And there is no price. You know what I mean? I can't be bought and sold to shill a coin. I have so much fun doing technical analysis, making my own gains, and having fun with my trading group and doing what we do together. I have no need to shill a coin from anybody. All right? Bitcoin halving countdown. God has provided that for me, you know? God said Sam doesn't want to do it. Sam's going to make money so many other ways. He's never going to have to do that old shill, you know? Bitcoin halving 56 days, April 26th. If you're shilling right now, I feel, you know, I get it. I know you have no other way to make money, but, you know, find a skill. If you have a skill, you will not need to shill. Look at that. Maybe you're just funny. Maybe you do voices like me. You know, maybe you're entertaining. That's a skill. Like, you know, find your inner chi and realize you don't have to sell things for a living that you don't probably believe in anyway. And if you didn't make the coin, you never know what's going to happen to it. You know, you can only damage your reputation if you didn't make the project, because you don't know what happened. You can't stand behind something that you can't stand behind, you know? So flat out what's happening here. Shout out to everybody here. Why so little 2K watch it like usual indicates 100,000 subs at least. Come on, guys, hit the like button and subscribe. It's actually the other way around. It's just we have a stronger. It takes them to get way more subscribers to get the amount of viewers we have. We have a really good turn. That's why everyone thinks our channel's small. It's actually the other way around. Our channel's actually amazing. Our channel we have more people watching us live than 100,000, 200,000. I watched a guy with 1 million subscribers the other day. He didn't even have the same amount of people watching me. All the bigger guys that I go up against, you know, that have 100,000 subscribers, they get the same amount, if not less viewers than we do, because we give you guys the sauce every day. And you know what? I'm going to stop talking about what I do, and I'm going to start doing it. Let's break back. Let's start looking at some altcoins and see what's happening in the charts. Let's take a look at our DXY. I look at the DXY every day because we have to. Why? Because anyway, we looked at it inside this kind of symmetrical triangle. Looked like it was going to struggle. Not doing too well. All right? That's what we saw here for this DXY asset, the dollar index. Kind of a shoulder head and a right shoulder, spiked up, came back down, but still like pretty messy in its attempt to break on out. In my mind, it kind of like, you know, and now it's losing the 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame. Very bearish sign for the dollar index. And shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. This is a bigger head and shoulder we've been tracking now for almost, you know, for weeks on end. Ever since I first got the inkling that this could be a head and shoulder pattern. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's not setting up pretty good for the DXY, I have to be honest. All right? I'm going to give you guys some insight later on, though, that has me kind of weary of what's happening. And I'd love to hone in on some OGs that have been in the space. I'd like you guys to send these to some OGs that have been in the space. All right? But it's funny. It's like, I can tell who's fake and who's not. And I'm not going to even mention a name, but I can play a video and in 1 minute, I can tell you who never to listen to. And there's some guys out here that people respect and say are good, but like, I knew never to listen to them. And I'm never going to mention them. I have my own personal, you know, I can have my personal opinions about, right? But there's YouTubers I watched for literally half a minute, and I knew that person just... My dad was an iron worker. He went up into the sky, risked his life. You know what I mean? So I can feel if someone gives it their all. I know if someone's the real deal because I was raised by someone who was the real deal. You know what I mean? Like, I get that energy. And if you don't have that full-blown energy, man, I can seek you out in once. I could look right through you, and I know you are full of old shoes, as my mother used to say. So anyway, shoulder, head, right shoulder, previous resistance. The dollar breaks back above 104. We have a bit of a, this isn't going to plan. This starts to break to the downside. So far, so good. The daily is oversold, wants to bounce, and is back above its 200 SMA. The daily is attempting, hey, can I put in a flag and try to get a move here? It's interesting, right? Take a look at our 4-hour time frame. In our 4-hour, we want to see that lose this 200 SMA. So today's a big day. We break down and we lose this 200 SMA. That's a pretty nice move for Bitcoin. And it does say, look, bottom of the channel, top of the channel, back here at the bottom of the channel. This is kind of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder too, in my humble opinion. There's your neckline. That breaks to the downside for the DXY. So I'm going to be watching this closely for my trading group and giving you guys some updates on it. And making sure, that this continues to the downside. We get back above my yellow zone there, green zone, whatever people say, it's yellow, green. We're going to have a bit of an issue, possibly. Bitcoin can pump with the dollar. But in general, you don't want to see it. All right. All right, so DXY, let's take a look at the ES1 and just look at what we're doing with the other markets. Remember, I told you they were going to continue to pump. I said it's an election year. They have no choice. The government's in serious debt right now. Like, it's bad, right? And they got multiple things they need to secure the border now. Now Biden's going to do what, his counterpart was doing it all along, which doesn't make any sense. We had it going before you got in, but whatever, let's, shouldn't have done it, right? I opened up a can of worms, but it's just the facts. I'm just going over the facts of life. Like, these are just facts. Like, people want to get, like, one-sided or, polarized over facts. Like we print money to no end. Like, our government is in debt. Like, that's a fact. You know what I mean? You can say whatever you want. Like we can't keep going. We can't keep saying, yeah, let's spend this, let's send money here. We can't. I mean, we don't have the money. Right? Shout out to Tom Crown in the game. God bless my buddy Tom Crown. And if he goes live right after me and you're not there, I'm going to seek you out and give you a big hug and tell you, you better go there. Shout out to Tommy Crown in the house. If you don't know Tom Crown, he's an awesome guy. Let's check out his channel real quick. Tom Crown. And when you spend other time helping other people, it comes back to you, man. And look, I want this guy at 100,000 subs, man. Let's go. Let's get him there. He's so close. The faster he gets there, the faster I get there, man. Help Tom Crown get to 100K. He puts out a lot of awesome information, really detailed, awesome stuff. His videos are great. He's got a good voice. He's a handsome guy. He's got blue eyes. You got to love him. Shout out to Tommy Crown in the house. Thank you for jumping on in. Doesn't the U.S. government own a lot of Bitcoin? I mean, they do. I don't want them to sell it all. Heavy is the crown. They sold border supplies and will buy them back for double. You're funny, man. I love you, man. Oh, man. Voice, eyes, handsome. Wow, yeah. So here we go. Not much to talk about. Bitcoin sideways price action here inside of a smaller flag in a flag in a flag. 15-minute, you don't want to see it come up and roll over on these Stokes without getting back above. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we just go sideways for, a few more hours here as we join in and we want to pull the 200 into price action. If we go sideways for another, 12, 10 hours here, let's see, 7, 8 hours. I mean, we'll pull the 200 further in. That's just way more likely that we're going to get a pump even better, right? So, but I haven't wavered. I usually don't. Usually see me get stopped out or we win, and most of the time we do win. I have to be honest. It is what it is, and we'll see if we win again. I have to say again because that's how it's been. You know what I mean? Yeah. You wear it well. Shout out to Tom and everyone. Me and Tom are going to become, it's the price Tom or crown price or price crown. We're not sure. We're going to be ambidextrous. You know what I mean? When it comes to the presidency and the VP, we're going to be we're going to be kind of moving. We're going to be the first buy. That doesn't make, wait, hold on. I just messed up. But bicameral, bicameral, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to have two we're going to be interoperable. You know what I mean? The Tom Crown. The Price Crown. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, so I don't know. PNG just got a crypto bump, 46 to 56 cents. Yeah, PNG. Nice little move to the upside for PNG. Makes sense. All right. And let's take a look at the fan funding here as we get in. And, can you look at COTI? I'm underwater. No, so you bought the top when it pumped hard. NAKA is gone, baby. Oh, yeah. Solana, please. Ryan Foshog, DMTR, and continuation flag. Boom, 70%. The other day, VeChain, that wicked down yesterday, has yet to recover. Dang, it feels good to be a lifer, baby. Official Gem Class podcast. Step Pepper. Bryson Gonzalez. Crypto Sports. Hopefully you get some rest so you're not too tired for the screen share. Appreciate all the hard work you do for us. TA on ETH on the higher time frames. And tonight is the monthly candle close for Bitcoin as well. ARB and a flag. Waiting on the Bitcoin move. Good morning, Sam. Can you check out ZETA, please? And Solana. Bitcoin at 62,850. All right, let's have fun now. Let's break it down. We'll take a look at the list here that my team has provided. My team is amazing. Unbelievable group of people. Never find a more competent group of people doing their thing. Love your work, sir. Can you check out Elon Token? Good entry for a Bitcoin long. What price would it take to crown you? Here for you. Don't frown if you lose your crown. Letting your nose get... Ooh, whoa. Super chats, MINA, Ethereum, EGLD, Fly, and Dogecoin. Thought I saw so many more. I didn't see MINA. Really? Yeah, maybe. I guess you're right. These are from yesterday or something? AI, you forgot my super chat. We don't forget super chats, everybody. My team will see them, and we'll talk about them. Good morning, Sam. I'm debating turning some of my ETH into MATIC. Can you please look at MATIC ETH? Interesting. Probably, I always say it's, that MATIC will outperform ETH every time. Putting Fly back on your radar. Check the 1 to the 3-day. Step Pepper in the house. Thank you. Blessing, Sam. We killing it in the 99. Good morning. Wow, there was a lot more super chats than I thought. Blessings on blessings to everybody here. And so we're going to go through these super chats. We're going to talk about it. I still got stuff I got to teach you guys too as well. All right. But look, S&P looks like it's about to pump. And I've been telling you this since down here that we're going to pump. I've been keep telling you since I gave you the cup and handle. I really did. If you watch my weekly analysis, which I skipped last week due to traveling, but there's a cup and handle. I gave the exact entry here with a 3-day hidden bullish divergence. Swing down to swing down. That swung up. That was the entry for the S&P. I actually still have it here hidden, if I believe. Yeah, right here. I never took it off because I know people would never believe me. I had the stop loss right there and everything. The entry is right here. Here's the stop loss. And my target still on the way. 60. When we hit the target, I'm going to say there's your cup and handle to the upside. I've been telling you ever since October 23rd. All right. But again, need I digress? That was exactly when to get into the entire market. And, basically any tech stock or NASDAQ, boom, everything, boom. Anyway, it's over now, but I did make that beautiful call. And even the year before, I made a call right there in October, similar idea. The bottom. Based off bullish divergence, swing up to swing up, swing down. Same thing, that's why I called the bottom for Bitcoin too. The money supply had to come back in. That was kind of what was happening. Bitcoin 62.71. Don't do it to me, Bitcoin. Don't you dump on my face. How dare you? Losing the 200 SMA in the 1 minute. I don't want to see that sustained for BTC. All right. Zeta Chain, DMTR, NAKA, VeChain, COTI, EGLD, MINA. We got a lot to cover. Wow. And we do more coins than almost, I think, any other channel in the trading group. And we talk about more ways to make gains. DeFi, ecosystems, Look, that's an M pattern there. M's like to break to the downside. I'm wary of that. I don't like what I'm seeing there for Bitcoin. Could start some movement to the downside for sure. Okay, let's take a look at MINA. MINA. keep Bitcoin up, and this will be, so we looked at the S&P futures. One thing I also want to talk about is alt season. Everyone wants to know, when is alt season? Team, did we put out when alt season is? I put out a beautiful video, how to find out when it's alt season. I talked about all the differences between the 5-day 200 SMAs. Did we pull that out? I really asked for that to get, maybe you guys did pull it out. Let me double check. Or maybe it's in waiting. But I've been doing a lot of stuff recently that I want pulled out of the live stream. And one of them was that video. And the day I did it was super important. All right. Spent like 10 minutes on it, and it's definitely something that we want people to understand. This week will shock you. I really did this crypto on the go. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Because you guys sometimes do. I never want to call you out. But I definitely want to make sure we do that. It was like a week or two ago where I went in. I think it might even been when I was traveling. It was one of the weeks when I was in Miami, You want to know when alt season is? Sign up for the Lifers newsletter and get a breakdown of the whole market every Friday. Look at that. Sign up to the newsletter every single week here. Join my trading group. All right, you go to my website and you will get opted in to jump on into the newsletter, right? I have a cookie, so I've already gotten it. But, if you didn't get it, you will get opted in to join the newsletter. All right, join today. The newsletter is awesome. 2 times a week, you're going to get that. All right, thank you for bringing that up. So alt season, everyone wants to know, when is alt season? This is the total market cap of all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's called Total 3. Once Total 3 really started breaking nicely above its 200 SMA right here on the 3-day chart, you knew there was going to be a pretty big move to the upside. All right. Now, if we go to the 5-day, you eventually get above the 200 SMA here. This is why I bought it Solana. We were right here, right? When 4 or 5 days ago now. And I said, man, as long as this stays above the 200 SMA, we're good to go for a big move. And I put this big green arrow so no one could say that I didn't say this. Right around down here too. Even before I bought Solana, I put this green arrow up. And I said, listen, once the alts get above the 5-day 200 SMA, and I back tested this for you for Bitcoin. And I went to the 5-day for Bitcoin and I showed you very fastly and swiftly here with my command of TradingView. I showed you that when you got above the yellow line, the 200 SMA on the 5-day chart, that was the beginning of a massive explosion for Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin's just ahead of the altcoins. Eventually, the money leaves Bitcoin and flows into those altcoins. That's what's going to happen. Large caps. It's already happening right now to Solana. When you see Bitcoin start to slip to the downside, Solana might slip a little bit. But then when you see, over time, you're going to see Bitcoin move. All right. So. And then that money's going to flow into Solana. So this is when alt season began, in my humble opinion, when you got above the 3-day 200 SMA. The progression is here, and then it just only gets bigger and bigger now as we start to pull apart the moving averages like this, and we get into a zone where the moving averages are very exposed, and we're going to get into a very, very overvalued area, and that's on its way. We're beginning the base for that. As you can see, the Adam and Eve broke out. And so my big target there is $730 billion. And eventually, we're looking at $2.5 trillion for all of the altcoins. And that's going to be like a 4x from here. So we still have some money coming in. Kyle Chassé, the way he's looking at it, 10 trillion comes into the market. I somewhat agree with him on that number. And if 10 trillion comes into the market, Bitcoin's already going to, Bitcoin's headed to $2 trillion market cap, right? And then the altcoins at, 2.5 trillion. Ethereum's going to be close to $1 trillion. Already right there, you're looking at 5 or 6 trillion, and you add some more, you add some more sauce in there with Cardano, $500 billion here and $500 billion there, and you start getting some bigger numbers in the top 10 coins, Solana, and, definitely 10 trillion starts to kind of make some sense here. So MINA oversold on the daily time frame. Last time we looked at it, wants to bounce out the cup and handle, hanging out. It got the crazy wick down 113, came back up. I guess it gave you the perfect time to buy altcoins on that wick for Bitcoin. They dipped it. That was your dip. It's crazy. When the market's crazy, your dips are like 2 seconds. So you need to have limit orders. Otherwise, you'll never get them. Like, the market makers don't let you get them. They're for them. They're not for us. The dips aren't for us, obviously. And so MINA protocol, I got 2 alerts here. I'm bullish on it going to 244. Sammy Cup and Hattie. MINA getting tight. There's your low. High, higher, low. Everything's looking good with oversold stochastics. I like what I'm seeing for MINA. I got a target for 244. Nothing has changed when it comes to my MINA update. MATIC for Ethereum. Ethereum for Matico. Let's take a Lico. When you're tight. Things you do when you're acting up over here. So look, the weekly's very oversold. MATIC's been getting beat up against Ethereum, which is interesting, right? It's been really doing nothing for a long, long time. We take a look at the 5-day and you're like, wow, that's just a crazy dump, right? A little bit of bullish divergence in a way as this swings up. Well, that swings down, right? Tells you, hey, this could be the end of this dumpage. How much more can we take here? I personally wouldn't get in until MATIC at least shows me a move above that 3.583 GUE. You know, you get above the GUE, show me the GUE, and I'll, you know what I mean? What? And you get an Escalade. And you get an Escalade. And you get a wife. She's in there. And you get an Escalade. Who wants a red one? Who wants a black one? Let me know. Let me know which ones you want. Escalades for everybody. All right? Things are awesome, man. Once you get an Escalade, you can't go wrong. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I own 33% of Dogecoin. Of all of the coin? Are you serious? That's crazy. Anyway, so MATIC ETH. You know, could this be the double bottom that you want as MATIC begins to take off? You know, once altcoin season is in full pursuit, you think this would have to bump up against it. Over time, I don't see how MATIC doesn't beat up on it. But right now, look at the 3-day. 3-day says no right now. So I would wait. I would hold off on that. Honestly, right now, the 3-day says no. I want a cranberry Escalade, if so. He wants a cranberry Escalade. I bet you did. I bet you do, right? And see, the 15-minute wants to roll over on you right now. And look, that's a bit of an M there. So just, you know. But every single time they sell this puppy off, it seems to get bought right back up to the upside. We just want to break back above this 200 SMA. Staying inside the pattern. You guys are easily emotional when it comes to trading. It doesn't really faze me. Yesterday, the whole market dumped. Everyone was freaking out. I didn't even care. I was like, we're back to, what do you mean? We're back to, you know. Smash the like button. And it's not you guys. It's beginning traders are easily emotional. I was too at the beginning. You know, eventually you get battered in. Like, it's like a girl who, trading cryptocurrency is like being with a girl that breaks up with you over and over again. Throws your heart in the street. It's just like, you see her with everybody else. That's like the bear market. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has gains but you. It's all coming down on you. Funny. I talked about Adam making a big move to the upside on the bigger time frames. When these coins are big, you got to look at the big time frames. I see Adam headed to 17. I'm staking it and having a blast. You do whatever makes you happy. All right. That's my ex, Borderline. Shout out to Mark Dutch. We love you. We appreciate you. All right. Okay. God bless everybody here on the live stream. Thank you for being here. All right. I remember there was only 500 people on the stream. I remember when there was 3 people on the stream. All right. Shout out to Anthony Cook. Shout out to Big Jim's Wiener Dogs. Of course. Shout out to Dark Crash 20 and everybody out there on the live. Let's take a look at EGLD and see what's happening for EGLD. Multiverse X, I own this coin. Stake it on the app. Love the experience right now. And honestly, I saw a move for EGLD on the daily, right? It wanted to break on out inside of this tighter channel. We had it here in case it didn't, but it looked like it was, you know, taking on that bigger flag. Symmetrical triangle to the upside. Did take a nice bounce. Didn't get to the golden pocket per se. If we bring it up to here though, you say you hit the 786, which actually that was your next retracement. I like what EGLD is doing. I'm behind the team. They have a very small supply. I don't think people realize this. If you go to EGLD here, this is one thing people overlook a lot for EGLD. They changed their name to Multiverse X2. Smart idea. right off the bat. $1.6 billion market cap. They can easily get higher than that. At their all-time high, they were like 540. This says they were 450 or something. But they went to 540, I remember specifically, into the $500 level. That's more than a 10x. If we get to the $10 trillion market cap and it gets bigger, I don't see why this can't get, to almost $1,000 a coin. So I see a 10 or 15x coming out of this. I already put $2,000 in at $20. It's $6,000 now. And if it does a 10x for now, that's $2,000 turns into $60,000, right? That buys my wife whatever she wants. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, $2,000 for EGLD. So, and the circulating supply is what I really want to talk about. It has a circulating supply of only, get this, 31 million coins. 31 million. And 84% of the supply is out already. I mean, you can't beat a coin that has that small of a supply with that much. The tokenomics are just unbelievable for EGLD. So it's poised to go up. They had a deal with Audi too with this hollow coin, remember? And there's more coming for them. We need 30% correction. We don't need anything. All right. In trading, everyone's like, we need. We don't need anything. In trading, you don't need anything. You just got to go with the flow. Look, everyone's getting bearish every time this thing, look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. I remain bullish. That's the thing about me. I started the stream bullish. I remain bullish, and I show you why I'm bullish. We go from there. So EGLD looking good for me. I see a move for EGLD up to 112. I also hold it. I would love to see that. But it looks like it's likely going to happen too, based on, just the indicators here. Fly, which is Franklin, not to get confused with another coin called Fly that's going to be coming out. I think someone might be doing that. I think that's what you could be doing. I don't know, though. I'm not trading this coin. I'm staying away from it. There's another coin called Fly that's going to be associated with another project. And, but it's not this coin, Franklin, here. I just want to make that clear. Now, you think it's time for this coin again? Kind of an Adam and Eve double bottom here at the very lows. It's just high risk, high reward, not my style. Looks like a bump and dump kind of coin. I don't know. I can't get with this chart right now. All right. And maybe it pumps to the upside and I miss out on the biggest gains ever. So be it, I'm just not about it. Matt Hogan interviewed this morning on CNBC. Is a much watch. Thank you. I talked about sand making a big gain. I took out the biggest coins and I looked at them and I said, wow, all these are going to pump on the big time frame. I looked at sand on the 3-day chart, 5-day chart. I gave this to you guys, to my trading group. I could just sense when the bigger time frames were going to move, right? And once you got above the 200 SMA too, look at that. Sand looked even pretty nice on the daily, but I saw a cup and handle for sand. Sand on the way to 91. Hadn't moved yet, right? Sand was at like 28. Beautiful pump up to 63. Did a 3X, came back down. The blue chips all got sold off for little coins. That's what the blue chips 3X and then got sold off. Like wild. All the older coins, it's exactly kind of what they did. Like they were hot. They got sold off. And then they got, people sold them off for the newer coins, right? That's because any coin that had an older market cap, you can see came up and came back down. The other ones just kept going. So it's kind of interesting how that, and that's, you can learn from that idea of how money moves in the market from one place to the next, inside of cryptocurrency trading. So 11-15, I told you I was going to show you guys some awesome sauce. 404 Aliens is interesting. You may want to check it out and research it. It's got a very small supply. And so that's what has me, I'm all about, I like the small supply of coins. So 404A, remember it was like, it's around $100. The market cap is small, right under $1 billion, right? And look at the entire supply and only 10,000 of these things. I'm just saying, like, and again, it could go to zero. You never know. They could get exploited. You never know. But this thing's interesting, man. It's an ERC 404. It's got a very small supply. I don't see how it can't 10x from here, but you never know. That's just me and my speculative mind going over some sauce. Are you doing Grass IO yet? All right, are you into Grass? Right now, I got Grass running at all times on the Grass extension. You see that? I'm connected. ePOCH 2 earnings are coming in. What is Grass doing? Well, what it's doing is it's using kind of where your location is and your information you're getting from the internet. And it's grabbing that. And so we're all kind of doing that together, feeding Grass. And you're going to get Grass points for doing that. Getgrass.io. check it out today. I'm doing it. A lot of people are doing it. So you do whatever makes you happy. But I jumped on in. Palm AI, another coin on my radar that I do own. Meteor, Google-powered multi-platform AI chatbots. Powered by a mix of Google Suite and AI tools, in-house innovative algorithms take both Web3 and Web2 by the Palm. I like what's happening here for Palm AI. It's on my radar. It could be really big. It's also trending on token metrics day in and day out. Could be some bigger. You could see a 50x possibly out of Palm AI. Look at this. Sam, have to admit, wasn't a fan to begin with, but your analysis, onerous the last few weeks, has been second to none. You really know your analysis. Keep up the good work. Man, I've been doing it day in and day out. You can say whatever you want about me. You know what I mean? I talk about myself a little bit. You can say whatever you want. I show up every single day. You know? It's easy to break somebody down and to look at all their faults or what you think are their faults. But we show up every single day here. Follow me. We're on our way to 25,000 followers on Twitter. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the love. All right. And this stream is blowing up. I appreciate it. Each and every one of you is making it happen. I like Pyth. Pyth's on my radar. I suggest you research Pyth. Smarter data for smarter contracts. Real-time market data anytime, anywhere. It's an Oracle, man. A big-time Oracle doing the right thing. I have a big bag of Pyth and I like it. But you do whatever makes you happy. KIZUNA. Another coin on my radar. Coming out of BitTensor. BitTensor made it. You get it? Like, BitTensor can make coins. You get it. It's that insane. So, your intelligence is sexy, Sam, from Bruce Gaines. Wow. Yeah. Auto has 80K max supply, CMC verified. Yeah. And it's funny. You'd say, oh, he said that. We talked about XRP making a move to the upside. We talked about once Bitcoin pumped, the money was going to start flowing into the bigger altcoins, the top 10 altcoins. That's just what happens, everybody. Look, I got my flag there, as you can see. Yeah, we had the dolphin dip. We got it right back to the upside. You know, and I'm a 3-day charter guy. And the 3-day said that we were oversold in the Stokes and we were going to get some type of move off of 49. My target's 85. We are a little overbought here. Look for some type of flag, and it probably won't go as smooth as you want it to. But I see XRP headed to 85 and then to $1. It's only a matter of time. Bram, you'll know he's one of the GOATs of technical analysis. There's hundreds of thousands of people that have made gains off the Life for Knowledge, man. Can we look at Root and what it is? Let's take a look at Dogecoin, which we put a call out. Remember, someone said, Tom Crown says 25-cent Dogecoin. What do you think? And I said, let me take a look at the charts. And I looked at the charts and I called out for a 13-cent Doge based off that cup and handle, right? And what happened? Exactly what we kind of went over, which was pretty crazy. My target was 13,739. We whipped to 13,509. Pretty insane. We were low in the stochastics, tight on the moving averages, above a 200 SMA, and there was a high volume node, and you got above a point of control. And I had this kind of cup and handle to the upside. Bang, bang, bang. If you got into ETH in 2017, it was considered a scam and nobody talked about it. Look where it is now. 100%. Don't spam, everybody. It's not a good way to introduce yourself to the chat. Let's take a look at Ethereum, which continues to do damage. So ETH, I mean, you could see there was a clear resistance here. Once ETH broke above 2,500, it was going to gap up. There was really not a lot of resistance there. And then same story here once it got to these two levels. Now you can see there's a resistance here for Ethereum at about $3,600. Pretty close to that level right now for Ethereum. All right. I put this Twisted Sister in, said watch it, see if it can go more sideways. It did the sideways behavior, which means you would be able to get rid of this. So once Ethereum took the sideways flag, that's when you was more likely to make a move. Then when Bitcoin did the dip, ETH just went from 35 all the way back to 31.80 and then just right back. And you can see it's all about, to me, I'm all about watching the 1 hour reset and then seeing how price action interacts. All right. Let me just take a glance here. Wow, 62,560. They're banging Bitcoin to the downside. But we didn't lose this key support yet. Second we lose that, it's kind of like a shoulder head support. We did lose the 1 minute 200 SMA. You know? And we didn't make a beautiful right? That was supposed to make a beautiful right shoulder. They faked it out. Look at that 5-minute oversold telling us there's lack of momentum here. I wouldn't go short until Bitcoin starts to lose the 5-day 200 SMA. If we close 2 or 3 candles below this 200 SMA, that's when I'm going to have to pivot. Maybe close my trade and wait. Or open up a short. One of the two, right? Bang, Hex pumping too as well. It's been an insane day. So Ethereum, you got a little bit of bearish div here too as well. Let me take a look at my 4-hour time frame. The 4 hours overbought for ETH. So, and you got this nice pump out the flag. To me, it says ETH just sucked a lot of money out, and then people are going to sell ETH off for smaller coins now too. I look for ETH to go sideways with the 4-hour time frame. Give a little bit of love back to the other coins. Interact with the 21-day moving average, and that would be my next play for Ethereum. As long as it stays above 33.50, I want to see the 21-day moving average interact with price. I want to see price go up and down. My next target would take it to $4,000. And what do you guys think of the baby coins? I think there's just too many of them. Baby Doge, baby Pepe. Like, come on, man. It's crazy. Portal just came out on MEXC. So this coin just came out, right? You don't chase, but now it's down to 250. It could be like a ZETA. You know, a ZETA when we got into ZETA. GTAI, we got in at 170. It's kind of Adam and Eve double bottoming here now. This is something I would just be getting into if I believed, if I did enough research and I thought I could do some damage. But I'd be careful, high risk, high reward there on Portal. I'd only put while I was willing to lose and walk away, like a Gauze AI type of thing. Arbitrum. So, with Bitcoin, Bitcoin's a little uneasy right now. And you can see there's uneasy in the market because of that. Doesn't seem to stop the fear and greed index at hitting crazy highs at 80, which tells me you gotta, whenever I've seen this high and I haven't sold, we've had a massive dump. Like anytime I've seen this high, we've had a massive dump. All right. And now look, Bitcoin's about to start losing key levels, in my humble opinion. You got to know when your bias isn't working. That's an M pattern. M's break to the downside. We did get held right there by the 200. Look at that. This is crazy. Not a fan of what it's doing here. Also, it's Thursday. Remember, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday's when the liquidity starts to dry up. Second vote for look at Injective. Curious on that one. Looks ready for a huge move. For Grass, what referral code do we use? Mine, let me grab it here for you. I think I have one, though. I thought I had a referral code on yesterday's video, but there's my Grass referral code. Jump on in today. Take that Grass referral code. Getgrass.io today. Appreciate that. You do need a referral code. Use mine right there to jump on in. All right. Hit that subscribe button. God bless you. Thank you for saying that. Shout out to Reptile Hunter. Shout out to Dieter Bell. Shout out to Vincent Mark. Music Man, Miracles. Shout out to everybody here. The Dusty Hunt. Mr. Lifer, what are your thoughts on SHIDO hack? Sad that it happened. It was an exploit. It doesn't seem to be a hack. It was an exploit. All right. And I believe they'll make it right. But it does affect, like MEXC put it off the exchange quickly. I don't own any SHIDO, thank the Lord. I was about to get into SEI SHIDO, right? Those are the things I was looking at. I didn't buy any SHIDO yet. So it did not affect me personally, but I knew some people that did have SHIDO, right? And so there you go. Once you start closing candles below this 200 SMA, that tells me it's a wrap. You see? And I would bail on my trade. Not too bad, though. Like, you know what I mean? Risk-reward ratio. My thing, though, it's better to lose a little bit than to get rocked and wrecked. So I just took my trade down, lost $150. Let's see, though, if you know, we could get a nice bounce. See, what will happen is if we bounce back inside, we hang out, enter the trade again. Eventually, one of the big paydays pay for my multiple attempts, you know, if I have to make multiple attempts. If not, I can short the market, pay myself right back, you know. I'd love to see this 5-minute hold in the 200 SMA, though. This is a battle right now. This is going to tell us what's going to happen today. This bounce back inside, chance we break out. This breaks down. This kind of negates the, you know, the ascending triangle altogether and the probabilities that come with it. You have to be, trading is like chess. You have to be able to flip it and switch your your bias immediately. All right. And this trade still may play out, right? It's not over yet. You see what I'm saying? They may just be taking it to the lows, playing with people's minds here, trying to build more shorts to get more liquidity above us. The 1 hour still says it looks pretty good to me, so just want to see these small time frames confirm what's happening. All right. Is it the having less than 50 days? I mean, this is 54 days from now. That's what it says. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. So Arbitrum broke out a little nice from that little move, and then you can see it's just kind of getting tighter in this type of consolidation here. More of a symmetrical triangle than anything else, but that's a pretty big length of the pole here to the upside. I feel holding Arbitrum and Optimism are just essential. I threw a few grand in both of them way back when they were low, and just figured you had to hold them because they were going to kind of hold up part of the structure of cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to use them a lot. They were going to be kind of, they were going to be useful use cases inside of the space. So that's why I looked at Arbitrum, and I feel like having a bag, and again, they're not going to be the hugest performers, but I feel like having a bag of Arbitrum and Optimism are just something that I had to do. And so I have those bags, right? Weird that won't let me right-click that and put an alert on it for some reason. That's a bit old. So I'll alert this here, puts this up. So if we cross that level, it does look like Arbitrum could make a nice move. The daily suggests you got a low, high, a higher low, and you're pushing up on those stochastics. The target would take you to 331. If you're swinging it, you wait for it to break 214 and retest. If you love the project, could be a really nice buy. But, you never know. Anything could happen. All right. Yeah, it's funny. Every time Mara seems to get a big pump, they dump it to the downside. You have to remember, though, we were inside of this pattern where Mara hit the top of the pattern, right? And so I'm a pattern trader, and that makes sense, right? The daily, however, says that there's more down. Now, it says it can get all the way down, back down. So crazy how they keep selling the mining stocks. Every time we got to 30, we got to another all-time high at 34 today. But this is why it's not easy to hold long-term bags, right? To battle through these long-term. You want to make sure that you don't lose 2173. All right. There's still rising wedge is still intact. Bitcoin gets a huge pump. This will get a pump too as well. So I don't stress it. Insiders selling off Mara when, they got it, they want to, boom. But over time, I do, and again, rising wedges could break down and Mara could dump. You never know. Every time you trade, it's a gamble, man. I mean, it's not a gamble, but you're taking a risk, right? It's a probability that you're taking whether it's going to trade out or not. I don't like to call it gambling because gambling is just flat out throwing darts, But there's Mara, right? Yeah, Bitcoin getting crushed now. And see, once you lose the 200 SMA on the 5-minute and you close a candle below it, which you did right here, and you got to get back above it in the next couple candles. If you do not get back above this yellow line, you have to assume you're going down to the 7-minute 200, which is right here. And see how they're starting to curve too? Moving averages start to curve. They kind of start showing you something. And so here's your deal. I mean, and like I said, ascending triangles are 50-50. They can break down many times. You have a gap of the VRVP. You lost this point of control in the 10-minute time frame. We had to stay up in here to remain bullish. And I'm not saying we can't. We could still get this breakout. This could be a little bear trap. In my mind, they want to induce fear because they need to get more people to short the market. If they're all bullish, they can't get enough. They need it. And it's crazy. What I've noticed is all they need to do is move the market a little bit to get people to short now. I don't know why. Like, they'll pump it all the way up. All they need to do is bring it down a little bit, and people will start getting scared again, even in the most bullish of times. All right. So remember, I gave you KIZUNA. I talked about PEPE today. All right, just things you want to research. Crypto Rank is hot too. Good place. Artifact, right? Artifacty, something that's been out. Most visited coins, Starknet, Beeble. Look at Bitcoin's even up 20% in 7. It's crazy, right? I still own my Manta. All right. Egan Layer, they say, will never have a coin. I don't know, though. You know, it may. It may. All right. Mixed Mob Golem's back in the game again, right? Game Swift. I got another one. Gear. You know, to me, Gearbox is likely going to take off. All right. And so look, once you lose the 200 SMA, boom, and here we go. We're gonna dump now. Now it's pretty set in stone that we're gonna dump down. And see, I'm good at cutting off my trades so I don't lose any more. Now I could easily turn into a short here too and short this puppy. I'd like to see it, but look, there's the M pattern. And how do I know we're gonna go down now? Because you lost the 200 SMA on the 5, and now you're coming to it on the 7. Our target would be the 10-minute 200 SMA here. Now I'm again. Could be a perfect place to get in, and they're gonna make an inverted head and shoulder here. I like to buy Bitcoin in the red. It could be the last chance to buy Bitcoin below $65,000. That's the crazy thing about these bigger ideas. So when I'm to unconfuse myself now, I look for flags on the 1-minute time frame. So let me show you now. If we're going to continue down, we're likely going to make a bear flag, just like we make a bull flag when we continue to the upside. So you can flip the chart upside down and be like, okay, say we just pumped. These are all green candles. Crazy. Look how many red candles in a row on the 1 minute. That's not manipulative. So insane. It's like it's like very rare to see that. And the length of the pole, this tells me that you could dump further down, right? So like if we make this flag, this is likely what we're going to see. And you'll interact with the 21. You got to see Bitcoin get... So now you really got to get back above 62,778. You know. When you're going to stop being bullish, it's all bearish signals right now, and the bulls are still like to the moon. I mean, I disagree. I'm open-minded. I'm bullish or bearish. It doesn't matter to me whatever happens, honestly. We'll take advantage of the market either way. But I mean, you're telling me that, let's just break this down. So you're telling me that the monthly breaking above a previous high that it's never broken above is bearish. It's just not bearish, you know? You're telling me that a bullish engulfing candle on the weekly is bearish. It's just not, you know what I mean? You're telling me that the 3-day expansion was bearish. You know, a lot of you people were bearish right here. Honestly, I'm open-minded. Anything could happen either way, 100%. You know, I'm not bullish or bearish. I'm just a trader. I just want to take advantage of whatever probabilities that the trades give us. I know if we get back above this 5-day chart, this was a bear trap. And a lot of people that short the market are about to get flushed. I know that, right? So, again, I know how to buy. You know, you want to be buying into the pain, right? So, that's another thing. So we do, you know, that's a good place to enter into a trade. I may or may not have just entered the trade. I don't want to force people into it. But once we got back above that 5-day, that 200 SMA, that gave me a sign that this is a bear trap. We're likely going to break right back inside the pattern. And then look, this shows me that it could make an inverted head and shoulder. But it's only because I'm open-minded enough to be able to flip my brain in time. Now we could be bearishly retesting. The 1 minute usually will give you that indication. Starting to get a little overbought. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at ZETA chain. All right. On MEXC. So whenever I look at a coin that I've never seen before in my entire, I've seen ZETA many times, but whenever I do look at a new coin, I'll look at the daily first, right? I just want to see what the daily's doing. And you can kind of see we wick to wick here, like wick to wick, we bounce. ZETA's attempting to make some type of new base here, all right? Not a lot of information on the 8 hour, on the daily. 4 hours are pretty good, and you can kind of see this kind of, a bit of a cup and handle here for ZETA Chain, right? We know we have resistance here. We clearly have some support. To me, it's ranging. Like it looks like accumulation, kind of like it did here, but a little more back and forth. The 4 hours oversold, and you would expect a bounce here out of this handle back to the upside. I like this project long term. I don't love the price action right now. It's a little sketch. And if Bitcoin takes a dump, this will dump. And look, it is a bit of a double top, right? Look at that 1, 2. So either way for ZETA Chain, honestly. You take profits on ZETA Chain. Do you hold ZETA Chain? I believe ZETA Chain is something I want to hold for at least 6 to 7 months. Give it its time. You know what I mean? And give it its time. But only time will tell. All right. Bitcoin's back to 62,500. And you just want to make sure it gets back inside the pattern. That's all that mattered for BTC. And back above that 200 SMA on that 5-minute chart. Let's look at our 7-minute too right now. Still a resistance though, not amazing. However, you didn't even break the 200 SMA on the 7-minute chart, which, but I see how that's curving. Just not the best sign. I'd really like to see us bring up, we start doing this. That's going to relieve the idea that we could dump. And this is still pretty dumpy to me. We're still not out the woods yet. The dump still looks like it could be happening. We're toying with this 200. I want you to understand how important 200 SMAs are, even on smaller time frames. Okay. You really want to see this candle close above that line. Super important. Let me see. There's another candle there now. See that? All right. You want to see that make the head the right shoulder. So, we're projecting an inverted head and shoulder before it even happened. Why? Because if it makes a right shoulder, that could be a really good entry. You could also pull a fib here, and your fib would give you a nice 786 entry or 618 there after it comes in. So this is how I build my ideas before they happen. I want to see price action kind of come into it, play into that idea. All right. That's called projecting. Every trader that's been doing this for 5 to 7 years never just takes a trade. They take a trade that they've actually seen in their mind before. They want price action to play into that trade. All right. You'll hear all sorts of traders do that in all different ways. Whether they're waiting for a 618, whether they're waiting for the money, whatever they're waiting for, it's a setup that you should already have in your mind when you're trading. That's the key to trading. Trading doesn't happen when you hit the trading button and you buy button. Trading happens when you do the preparation. The buy button should be the last thing, the easy thing, the quick thing. When you go to finally buy in trading, it shouldn't be that difficult. Should have already done all the math and the thought process beforehand by the time you get into the trade, right? This could go either way, but the fact that it dipped and came right back up again, just like the rest of the market, tells me that there's a lot of people that wanted to get in. Did we really just dump again after, why didn't we continue to dump if things were so bearish there? So I'm watching ZETA Chain consolidate. And it's got a good following. It's got a good team. And yeah, look at that. That could get to 442. Now, I own it, so obviously I would like to see that happen. It loses this level, though. I wouldn't be surprised if it does come back down to 170. So it's not all lovely for ZETA Chain. It's got to show me that it can make a bounce. The bulls have to step up. All right. My baby Dimitra, DMTR on KuCoin. If you remember this baby, we traded it for, on and off 2 years ago now. Last time I looked at it, I saw that it could break out to 7.4. It was just getting tight, above a point of control with tight moving averages. I teach this over and over again. The stochastics were low in the 12-hour time frame, and the MACD showed signs of a move. It was sitting about 3.9, and it bounced all the way up to 4.9 for a nice little move there for DMTR, up 44%, and I see it continuing. I used to like this coin a lot, though. I don't like it as much as I used to, just because kind of didn't market it. They didn't really, the team seemed to kind of fall off. But when it first came out, it was pretty hot. And again, I don't want to flood them. Maybe they're going to continue to do well. Right now, the 12-hour needs to reset. and you need to make, hit that flag. So I would be looking for some type of flag here on the 12-hour time frame for Dimitra. All right. I'd wait for this to interact with the 21-day moving average. That's how my trading style works. It doesn't always happen perfectly, but it happens a lot just like that. We already kind of looked at Solana. I talked about a pretty big move happening for Solana. We did go to 135. Pretty awesome on a pump there to the upside on the daily time frame. I like what I'm seeing for Solana. I liked what I was seeing for the weekly on Solana. Whenever I put 100 grand into something, that weekly has to be pretty low. I'm never going to be getting up when the weekly, and the weekly told me that it's getting ready for its next leg. Like it pumped massively for multiple weeks, and then it took a sideways hiatus for literally, for 3 months. I figured a good place was when it came and retraced the 618 golden pocket at 108, 105 area, 109, and boom, I am up now $20,000 on the call on Solana. Now, will that continue? The 3-day chart, the 1-week chart suggests that it will, that this is just getting started and that we're about to go on a pretty big pump to 233. That's what the weekly says. But again, only time will tell. We had this beautiful pump. Now the 4 hours away from the 21-day moving average, right? That tells me, see, there's your 21, there's your 4 hour. I called this pump yesterday. I said, listen, people are buying meme coins. Solana's, how they get into, they buy Solana to buy the memes. I said, I could see Solana pumping here to 130. That was my target. It went a little higher. I gave this, you would have got this exact flag in my trading group before it happened, and the reasoning why, and the 21-day moving average with the low stochastic. That's why people join the trading group. I'm telling you right now, it's an amazing place to be. CryptoLifer.com. Jump on in. Get the education you deserve every single day. Let's take a look at our baby. All right, now, Solana now has some bearish div. And so when I look at it, I would go to the 4-hour time frame. Get rid of this flag now. So we got our 1-hour scalp. Beautiful move. And now the 4-hour needs to come back down. Look how far away it is from the 21-day moving average. Look for that to have to come back before it can continue on its next leg to the upside. I just see a little pullback here for most of the market. And Bitcoin broke 62,000. And the dump is on now for Bitcoin. You see that? It never got back above the 200 SMA. It closed the candle below it. And now it wants to make it to its next key level. Next level is 61,250. And again, I didn't call a perfect short. That was a double top though. And I did exit my trade at about 62.5, 60, somewhere up in here. I would have lost a boatload of money had I stayed in that trade. Instead, I cut it off for a short little $150 loss. No big deal. All right. Understanding that once we lost that 200 SMA, that it wasn't a good look for me and that I should be bailing on the trade. Now, I didn't switch short immediately. I am on 2 hours of sleep. Maybe if I had a little better, I would have switched short immediately. All right. New coin, Orchai. DeFi orchestrator powered by AI built Orachain. Orachain's hot. We like Orachain. Orchestrator powered by AI. Orachain backed by I liked Orachain. I got into Orachain early. I was one of the first people talking about Orachain. Way back in the day, if you remember correctly. All right. A dump for Bitcoin. Is this a dump for the whole market? I'll be honest, man. I wouldn't be surprised if all of these just come right back up on a wick and we just pump. And this is just a way to induce fear. You have to remember, this is just some of your last chances to buy Bitcoin at these levels. It's obvious to me. You got Michael Saylor, you got the biggest people buying. You got to really start thinking about 2-3 months from now and not just right now. If you're caught up in this red candle right now and freaked out, you're going to miss out on some of the biggest moves you could make in your lifetime. So you got to zoom out, in my humble opinion. You can't get stuck you can't get stuck in the zone, right? So oh man, the volatility. It feels like a Monday today. They didn't give us false move Mondays, so now they got to give it to us now, right? It's kind of what they do. So did we go to the 7-minute 200 SMA? Yep, we lost. Now we're below that. So now you got to look for that 10-minute. And we wicked pretty close to it. This is when I watch the smaller time frames for some type of bullish divergence now. And you got a bullish div here on the 1-minute time frame. As the RSI swings up, but price action does swing to the downside. Could give us a bit of a bounce here. I'll be honest, I'm all traded out. I've been trading for like 3 days straight. I trade Tuesday, Monday. You know, Monday was amazing. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I usually kind of slow my trading down Thursday, Friday into the weekends because the volume isn't as big, right? So that's why I went so hard. I mean, the market was out of control, and I went so hard throughout those last few days. That's a bullish div there. We should get a bounce back to the upside. But should is you know, there's no guarantees. I'm looking for some type of confirmation here. Funny, the only thing I got now is like shoulder kind of ahead and a shoulder that dumps to the downside. That's crazy. It's all about the moving averages though. The 200, once you lose the 200 on the 1 minute too. See, once you lost the 1 minute 200 SMA, look, once we didn't make that right shoulder, we were about to make that right shoulder, no good. We retested the 200 SMA, and that was your. I always tell everyone it starts on the 1 minute time frame. No one believes me, you know. But the small time frame, once you lost the 200 SMA on the 1 minute, done. Goodbye, you know. That was telling me, hey, be careful. I still see this bullish divergence on the 1 minute. Even this indicator calls it out. Tells you that's your liquidation. And they're spoofing us. They got so much more liquidity above us. They got this guy at 51,000. But there's still so much more liquidity all the way up to $69,000. It's like, if they are going to go to 69, do you think they want you to be able to tag along? They're going to try to flush you out before they get you to go on. So they're going to do what they can to create fear, in my humble opinion. But I don't know what's going to happen. I don't speculate like that. I just trade the charts. Like right now, we have a resistance at 62K. If we can't get back above 61,964 right here, expect more downside. So if you come here, you interact with the 21, and you can't get back above that key level. So here's the deal. You're either making a bear flag, which you could then continue to trade down from the, or the bullish divergence will kick off. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, and we'll break back up to the upside. The divergence is there. It can only be as strong as support or resistance. But this is when price action will start to kind of sit tight and decide where it's going to go now. This is usually where when I was a younger trader, I would just see a red candle on the 1 hour right now and have no idea how to zoom in. I would just be freaking out right now. I'd have no idea how to zoom in and see what was actually happening. Figure out if there was a continuation, understand what was going on, and then project into the two patterns that could possibly play out on the smaller time frame. This calms people down when you come here, right? Because you don't get that same, you're like, okay, someone has seen so much price action, this makes sense to them. Now, once we break back inside, this is a bear trap yet again, inducing the shorts. We'll be right back at 62.6, 62.7, maybe even 63,000 before you know it. And everyone will be like, huh? Look, there's the bullish divergence for the move back to the upside too as well. All right. Now you go back to that 5 minute and can you get back above the 5 minute 200 SMA? You revisit that, you close the candle above it, again, a bear trap yet again. We got the bullish divergence on the 1 minute, which gives us confidence for the reversal. What is divergence? Swing low to swing low, swings to the downside. This swings to the upside. Even the indicator itself had the divergence for you. First thing you'll do is break above this 21. Then you'll head up to the 200 SMA. The 21 could act as resistance. And you see how quick I can flip bearish if things, because I'm waiting for confirmations. Had none of this happened, there was no reason to leave the trade. I would have just been like, right? Right now, it's likely we dump further down to 61,220. All right? That's what the probability is, not the guarantee, though. There's no such thing as a guarantee in trading. It's all probabilities. Let's take a look at NAKA Moto Games. Wow, NAKA had a huge bump to 245. And we were buying our NAKA, remember, back down here again at that $133 level. And we knew NAKA was going to get to that all-time high. So NAKA just broke the all-time high again to 246. Went to all-time highs. Came back down, though. What a crazy move. To me, I just see this consolidation. I see a $4.11 NAKA. I own like 30 grand worth of NAKA at this point. My NAKA bag is pretty insane. But yeah, we go from there, right? If NAKA loses this level, 165, I look to accumulate at 125. But unlikely that we're going to get that chance, but you never know. You never know. It did just break out of support or resistance there. Hey, there's a chance it flags out above here, so watch your NAKA. Chance it keeps a flag here above this key level, which is 216. But even if it broke 216 and it came back down to the bottom of the pattern at 162, I would not stress at all. That's kind of what I would like it to do. And then consolidate for a little longer. Wow, NAKA. All-time high for NAKA today at 246. You can't, you gotta love it. We looked at VeChain. It broke out of this to the upside. You can see tight moving averages, high volume node, low stochastic. That's when you know it's gonna move with the higher low. It did pump. And then we had the crazy whipsaw, Bitcoin whipsaw, right? So let's look at VeChain by itself now, no moving averages, and just kind of look at the bigger time frame for VeChain. VeChain had this beautiful kind of, rounded bottom there, kind of an atom with the Eve there, and then it has you have the Adam and Eve. Let me teach you, like 99% of coins did this, Adam and Eve. Then they make the little flag, and that's the cup and handle, and then they go straight out the handle. I don't know why, but that's what they do. You can see it on many, many coins. That's why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy. It was the best indicator to use. Just a huge move to the upside happens all the time. All right. So look, we have a major resistance here on VeChain. And we broke through that. That was going to be your 3 and 5 cent area. I got into VeChain at like 1 and 2 cents way back in the last rally. It would go all the way to what? To 27 cents, I believe was the high. So it did a 14x for me. Yeah. I believe everything's going to go past its all-time high and a little more. Not everything, but most coins that have a team and that people believed in back in the day, right? I wouldn't be surprised if VeChain does get to, 50 cents. Could do a 10x from here, from where it's at, Not amazing, but I'm just saying, like, this market still, 10x is amazing for a lot of people. 100 grand to $1 million will change your life. 10,000 to 100 grand will change your life. All right. So we have some weekly support that we broke back above at 3.593. Let's kind of head back down to the 3-day chart and see what's happening now. So nice pump to the upside. A little bit of, kind of bearish div there too as that swings down while that swings up. Tells me we may get some type of pullback in the large cap gems. Like, people might want to get into the smaller caps and these might get sold off a little bit. The 3-day chart is a little overbought. Your daily's coming back down but showing signs of life. So I would basically do this. I'd like to see VeChain kind of consolidate here. And we don't have a lot to go on. This is a pretty funny structure, but I'd look for it to go sideways inside like this. And it could go sideways to the downside. I don't know how it goes, but one of these is going to happen. And it will interact with the 21-day moving average, right? Which isn't that far away on the daily, which tells me that we'll likely get more sideways price action. Once this daily kind of resets and curves up, I'd look for the stochastics to reset and curve. And then I'd look for price action to be kind of sideways. VeChain could be on its next leg to the upside here. Back up to 7.6, okay? That says somewhere in April 7th, April 9th. Only time will tell, though. COTI was hot. Probably a good time to take some profits out of COTI whenever the daily gets really far away from the 21-day moving average. When COTI ripped like this and it got this far away, it told you, I put out this flag for COTI. And look, that made some gains. COTI was hot that day, another 19% scalp just out the flag, right? Now, if you look at COTI, you kind of got this like shoulder kind of head, right shoulder thing kind of feeling, right? You're breaking, the moving average is jumbled up and the 200 is there. So it's like you to fall down to the 200 SMA. I go to the 3-day or the daily. The small time frames can get you a little bit, they can entice you to long when the bigger time frame kind of tells you it may not be the best idea. To me, I just don't see how COTI continues without touching the 21-day moving average. Every time in most assets' life, it went on a tear like this, it's going to have to come back. So, beautiful move for COTI. A 5X, really, in a few days, right? In a couple weeks. You got to love that. But now what, right? I see a pullback, and I'm all about my fibs and my 21 and my stochastic. So, to me, like, I couldn't get back in there until the stochastics reset and curve. We come back and hit the 21-day moving average. And usually, on a big move like this, you'll lose the 21, you'll come back down. These will come on out, and you might even come to the 200 SMA on the 786 here. So, and I'm not guaranteeing that. If things are super bullish, COTI will just continue sideways and pull the 200 SMA into it. But for it to just continue to pump right now is very unlikely. Based on my indications, my system says no way. My system says this has to come back down. Isn't that funny? Bitcoin back to 62,200. They ripped it right back up. And I bought into that wick a little bit. We'll see what happens. It was a dangerous buy. We'll see what happens. I didn't want to push anyone to do it. So let's take a look at AGIX, which had a beautiful pump to 85, back to 71. But then out of nowhere, the last couple of days, in that dip buy to 60 cents. And then people that got in, they went from 60 to 80. They made freaking 30% real fast in that dip. People took advantage of that. I'm looking at that 2-hour time frame. And if you look at the 2-hour, looks pretty good to me. Looks like it's getting tighter in the zone. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is like the next beginning move of the AI run. And I everyone thinks it's going to be an AI run. This one, I think AI coins are going to continue to run. They're going to have like bumps. Then they're going to go sideways. People are going to sell them into something else. Then they're going to keep coming back. And the narrative will continue. I'm into AGIX hard. I really am. I like this project. You guys knew I was buying it. And it finally went to the all-time high. So cool how it, boomed up for a 4X from 26 cents. And I was buying it at 19, 18, 21, right? You saw me buying it up. I knew about it when it was 4 cents, our first rally. And AGIX was like one of the main coins. It was one of the first AI coins I started saying, hey, because it was like the premier easy win. For me, I don't like using the word easy, but it was the most obvious win in the sector. Like just a screaming 10X billboard. Like, I can 10X, I'm AGIX, Sophia the robot. Like, so is this guaranteed to happen? No. But the more we go sideways and pull this 200 SMA into the 2-hour time frame, the more likely it is. And, of course, I'm bullish. I own the coin. But if we break this low, that's not a good sign. And then if we break this low, you're going to be making some type of falling wedge here. And maybe you do come back down and make a low at 64. I'd be buying a little more if we go to 64. Anytime this thing goes below 60 cents, I'd be buying more of it. But that's me. I don't know about you. I'm an AGIX fiend. Absolutely love the coin. The Rose Network. Wow, you guys hit me with a lot of super chats. Honestly, we might have to do something different because, anyway. So I put out Rose. Then I put out to the trading group. I don't know when I last put it out. I look at so many coins, but the moving averages were tight. I'm like a bot. I just go over and when I see things that are hot, I'm like, that's hot. Whenever the moving averages get tight and I see us in a pennant, it's likely we're going to get a move to the upside. Rose got that. Oasis has some AI connection. Oasis network, right? Considering this big pump, I don't see why it doesn't continue up to 19. And Rose is up beautifully to the upside here. I'd look for a flag on the smaller time frame. Same thing. I know I'm like a broken record, but I just do, with my system, I do the same thing over and over again. So look, I gave Rose on 218. Tight on the daily. 4-hour has some caution. But I saw that the daily was super tight and wanted to make a move curving to the upside for Rose. So if we go back to my daily idea here, this is when I saw Rose had potential. And even with the Bitcoin dip, nothing really, not much, right? It was very strong. And so Rose, a little bit of a dip, but my stops would have been here and there. And then you can clearly see that this thing did play out exactly as I pointed out it would for 37% gains. Rose, there's your before. There's your after for Rose. There's your before, and there's your after. There's your before, and there's your after. Shrink it down a little bit. There's your before, after. No stop loss got hit in the making of that trade. Really respected that key bounce level. And I'm telling you, if you use the fundamentals the way I do, you'd be surprised how many of your trades will play out perfectly to the upside. Pretty uncanny and amazing. All right. We're going to get back to Bitcoin before the end of this. Struggling, but look, now you got the shoulder, head, possible right shoulder that could break you back inside. Or are you going to make this bear flag for the bearish retest? The 1 minute suggests that you may not be able to get back inside here. You did get above the 200 SMA. Now do you make the first higher low out of this move, which would be the cup and the handle Master Friend talks about so much. All right. You didn't have to do it again. Did he do it again? Michael Pa again, 4 days in a row straight with a $500 super chat on the live. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Shout out to Michael Pa, pawing it again. Banging on him for $500 of the super chat, man. Michael Pa, God bless you, man. Thank you so much for the love, light, and happiness. Appreciate that. Shout out to the 777s. Look, we got 777 likes when he did that. 777s on the likes. You got to love that. $620 in chat revenue. It's getting out of control. $500 super chats left and right. It's echoing through the industry. People are hearing it. The guy that gets the $500 super chat from Michael Pa, man. Michael, you made me famous, man. Unbelievable, bro. God bless you and your family, and may everything go your way. Everything that you're looking for in your life, may it all go your way, man. Blessings on blessings to you and yours. Is sad that Mara got sold off the way it did. Love to see it hold off and get a push out. But you know what? I don't stress it's a long-term hold over time. And, you know, this is what you're going to see. You know, after big pumps, people take profits. All right. Michael Pa is our daddy. Who is Michael Pa, everybody? Who do you guys think Michael Pa is? Shout out Bit Chizzer from Sarasota. I need to change seeing 420 all the time to 777. You're funny. Pulse chain is going bonkers right now. Could you take a look? For sure. On Dex Screener. And they just want to keep Bitcoin sideways too, while a lot of these altcoins just fly. You know? Portal's a known coin, but now you can still get SHIDO here. Remember that for wrapped ETH. The decentralized exchanges still have SHIDO. And it got annihilated, right? I mean, but honestly, look at if you had bought the dip. Look at if you had the guts to buy the dip for SHIDO. Already up 5x. Isn't that insane? Anyone who bought the dip for SHIDO is up an 8x at this point. It's crazy, right? Only in cryptocurrency. Only in cryptocurrency. I have a funny guy, a buddy of mine that likes to stay up all night and trade cryptocurrency. And last night he's asking me about BABYPEPE. And he's like, it's Pepe, man. And I'm like, man, stay away from this thing, man. It's going to rug pull you. And he's like, I'm getting in. I'm like, You know what I mean? And I'm just super sketchy at these coins, but you never know. It could pump. It's got a super small market cap, 312. I don't know, though, man. So he was all about it last night. We were laughing our butts off. Anyway, let me take a look at Pulse Chain. For Wrapped Pulse or Die. And the last time we had it out, it looked like it was going to bounce pretty nicely. It was in this tight channel, came down, then it pumped again. Nice pump for Pulse Chain. I do see it continuing to the upside over time. Really nice consolidation. I don't see why it eventually just won't break out to the upside. Pulse Chain for gains, baby. I'm feeling alive, man. Bang, bang, bang. Wow. And what is RON? Ripple. Romanian. The Romanian dollar. Is that what you gave me? One RON? No, not one, but I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. That's $50 super chat, right? I mean, that's what it is. Pretty crazy. Cas, COREUM, Root, VMINT, ML, Filecoin, and Litecoin. You're the GOAT, man. Ronin. You're funny. Can someone get me to the 99? I'll get you back when I can. Man, people from all around the world are fiending. Michael Pa is Mr. Beast. Michael Pa is the creator of Bitcoin. Maybe Michael Pa is Mr. Beast. What if it was Mr. Beast and he saw that I've been live every single day, like, and he's like, this guy just never stops? It would be pretty awesome. But you know what? I don't want to downplay Michael Pa if he's just Michael Pa, man. Michael Pa is Michael Pa, baby. I locked baby Pepe away for 10 years for my 2-year-old son to have later when he grows up. That's so funny, man. 10 years, he's wild, right? Yeah. Soul is ripping again. I mean, people want to get into these memes. Everyone realizes this Bitcoin move was just to induce shorts and get people crazed. All right? That's what they're doing, man. Right? ETF is hot beans right now. Look, I was just looking at this. This is something I put on MEXC. Like, yeah, look, that's still technically still a hot trade. Like, in the 7 minutes back above the 200 SMA. So, imagine if that was my TA, though. It's just like a line. I mean, hey, the less the better, right? So, look, now we're back inside the pattern. Back above the 5-day 200 SMA. The divergence played out on the 1 minute time frame that we called out for you there. We didn't break down, right? We somehow, but like it still doesn't look amazing. Still could be a bear flag. I see this shoulder head, kind of the right shoulder there too, though. And now we have to just pin the stochastics in the 1 minute and get a pump. The good thing going for us is the 5 minute. You got to get above that 200 SMA now. This is the battle. You see how the 200 becomes your, it's just like you got to get back above it to remain bullish. Super important. Gains on gains from Soul right now. My man. And I put $100,000 into Solana. I'm that guy. And again, I could have kept it to myself and not told the Soul. Why did I tell everyone? Because I wanted to show you guys how real I am. I could have put that 100 grand in and never told anybody. But what if it went down? If it goes down, I look like a fool. Right? So I didn't have to tell anybody. So people are like, oh, he's bragging. But I'm not bragging because what if it doesn't go up? I'm showing you that I'm putting my cojones on the line, I guess. All right. Shout out to Stack McChange in the house. I'm preparing for future for my boys, man. Turbo the Toad is the next Pepe. Become a toad and leap. The frog. You're funny. My So Long is printing like crazy, bro. I bought 2 of them, but gains are gains. I mean, I'm super happy with what's going on here with Solana. All right. Let's take a look at Casper, COREUM, Root, VMINT, ML, and Filecoin. Yeah, Soul on the daily has a cup and handle. That's what I talked about right there. See it? That's why I went long. The daily made me go long. The daily and the weekly chart. I looked at the daily and the weekly and I said I could miss the biggest opportunity of my life to buy Soul at this price right here before it pumps. And look, dude, I nailed it, right? Like right when I bought it, it was gone. And again, maybe it comes back down, knock on wood. But my wife is very happy when she saw 131 this morning because she wants her $1 million home and Soul's going to give it to her. We're going to call it the Solana house. We're going to have a little picture of Solana, right? And we're like, Solana bought me this house. All my license plates are going to say like Caspa, Solana, right? Like my boat, all the things I own are going to have like names of coins. Stella Lumen, you know, the Caspa Caddy, right? You don't have to do anything you're doing. Just keep doing what you do, sir. Tony Rosas, 200 MA gang. God bless you, brother. Thank you for being here. Tony Montana said it best. In this world, all I have is my word and my balls, and I don't break them for nobody, right? All I have is my word and my balls, and I don't break them for nobody. Hey. The Casper pimp out here. You're funny, man. Your opinion on Noto coin. I see you off duty. Let's look at Casp. And honestly, you guys bombarded me with super chats to the point of no return today. Pretty crazy, right? We may have to start doing 5-minute, $5 minimums. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't want to not get to them. So I looked at Caspa on the daily, and it looks like it's going to pump hard. Period, right? It's oversold on the daily, coming back down to the 21-day moving average. And you know what? Let's revisit Casper together as friends, because I haven't looked at it again in a while, and let's take a look. The weekly still has legs. The last time the reason I fully went, remember I put that 10 grand into Casper and I said I'm all in? Because I saw the weekly, and the weekly said it's about to pump. It was low, and I said, man, that's gone. That is gone. And then Caspa gets to 22 cents. My only thing is Caspa continues to pump. When is the bigger, like there's, you know, but it, honestly, what we can see really here is we could end up like candle, 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 candle. And the weekly just has a lot of legs. We could end up somewhere here by the time we have to pull back on that weekly. You know, Da Vinci's talking about a $10 Caspa at the end of this rally. A $10 Caspa. I mean, that would be insane. Right? If Caspa went to $10, absolutely insane. I bought more Caspa yesterday. I bought more Caspa on that dip. When it dipped down to 6.8, 6.5, remember? I did buy in front of everyone. I bought $1,000 more. I want to build a new Caspa bag on the low without thinking about it, as if I don't have my other Caspa bag. Can you check MATIC? Thanks for your show. And also from Boston, shout out to Mendy. God bless you, Mendy. We love you. Thank you for being here. So the weekly looks good for Caspa. You broke above weekly resistance. So really now, as long as you stay above 14.18, you really have nothing to stress out about when it comes to Caspa. 5-day charts over to bot 2. All right. But, you know, you got to go sideways. And then I'm looking at, now the daily is the one that's made this flag. And so I've been watching Caspa in this little flag here after that dip. And it says, hey, I'm about to pump. I'm on the daily. And so I look for the 4 hour for my confirmation. And the 4 hour is not amazing. And it's following Bitcoin, right? So it's doing whatever kind of Bitcoin does. And if Bitcoin dumps, Caspa will dump. If Bitcoin goes sideways and maintains, Caspa will pump. And if Bitcoin pumps, Caspa will likely go sideways and then pump a little bit after it. You know, this says that it's likely going to pump, but there's no guarantees. I know that you have daily support at 16 for Caspa. That target would take you to 27, and Caspa would really be solidified in our minds as like a big winner. Like we would all be like, okay, we've now made massive gains. I wish I could show my Caspa bag off, but I do have it on my hardware wallet now. I have it on my phone now sometimes. Can't access it through my phone. I want to make that clear. Yeah, you'd have to have my hardware wallet, which I don't have on me. Just so if you ever see me, you can't get anything on my phone. Also, as good as No Sana is going for a penny to $7. Dude, No Sana was insane. I still can't believe what No Sana did. Definitely going to need $5 minimum super chat soon. There's going to be 10,000 people in the chat. Craziness. I don't know why I always end up with these crazy. I don't even. Because he has two different albums and one's better than the other one, really, to be honest. You know. Find a way to raise super chat limits. Funny. Is that the real Michael Pa again? Michael, who are you, man? Can you tell us who you are? Could you zoom? Could you email? I guess you don't want to know. I was like, you don't want to know who you're here, you know. But who is Michael Pa, man? Right? Discount for the people that were here first. It can't work like that, man. You got to go up with me. You can't pull me back down, you know? I like what COREUM's doing here at that 786 Fibonacci level. Finally came back down. If you were patient, you know, you waited for that perfect buy zone. If you like this project, it's in the cup and handle at the 786. That's where I would be jumping on into anything undervalued. The odds of you losing money here are just way lower than buying up here anywhere else, right? So it could still go down. There's no guarantees. All right. But I like this sitting at the 786 Fibonacci. All right. And it's oversold in the 4 hour time frame. I see it headed back to 37 cents from 14. It's obviously going to have some resistances to cover. But, I mean, I buy the 786. Am I buying this? No, I think there's something better out there. I don't know if I'm going to get into COREUM. It hasn't, you know, I've researched it. It just hasn't given me that I want to get into it feeling yet. Right? At the beginning of the live stream, we talked about PEPE. And I thought, you know, PEPE looked pretty hot to me. You said it was mooning. It's not mooning. It looks like it may moon on this 1 hour time frame, though. Man, you got me going, man. You just trolled me, man. Don't do that. I can't stand when people do that. Actually, I love everything in life. I'm never going to get annoyed. But, man, someone says something's mooning and it's not mooning. Or when something's dumping and it's not dumping. It's like, come on, man. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Can we get 1,000 likes? I'd greatly appreciate it so I can finish the show off with a bang. Only 1,027 people or 1,670 people need to hit that like button. Come on now. If you're new and you're coming on into the live, hit that like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. That was big miss, Sammy. My bad, brother. What do you mean? The limit on super chats is 500. It should be at least 5K. Oh, yeah, they limit it to $500, right? He's like, I would be sending you 5,000 a super chat, bro. You know? We do have hardware wallets. No, I'm just... We're doing so well, man. I can't even believe you're that nice to me, man. Blessings on blessings, brother. DBI for Wrapped ETH. I can't even find this thing. DBIW. There it is. Don't buy Inu. Don't buy Inu. Yeah, like, don't buy me, right? Like, yeah. I mean, it's trash at the bottom. Came out in November. I mean, you just want to, I can't, man, I can't talk about a meme that's called Don't Buy Me Inu. Either you believe in it or you don't, man. I don't know, man. I got to move on. Let's take a look at Root. He wanted me to deep dive it and kind of find out what it was. Look at 4 Aliens went from 97 to 105, man. I'm telling you, man, it's only got 10,000 of them. It's also on MEXC. But you do you. I can't tell you what to do. Arkham is hot, too. Arkham is so hot. All right. No Rugged the Lifer. You have to set it up to take cryptocurrency payments instead of super chats. They're making so much gains, I have to take a loss purposely to get back to the community or I feel guilty. Next time you figure us out with a bubba, you're getting clothesline. You're funny, man. I was about to say I've been watching Pepe like a hawk. Only post pump or done because you got super noobs. What? No. Don't even say that word. I don't like even that word's like a swear word to me. I don't like that word. Let's take a look at the Root Network. Is it Root Finance or Root Network? See, I don't know which one you're talking about. $78 million market cap. Ethereum. One of the biggest movers this year. Root. Vandals sold out. Let's roll. Funny. VCs. Vandals are VCs. MEXC. The Root Network is a probably token of the Root Network. The Root Network is a layer 1, which is designed to the hub of the open metaverse, where anything can be connected to anything. The Root Network is purpose-built for the open metaverse with core UX and digital content-focused protocols to enable seamless user experience. What they're trying to do is amazing, but it's really big, like to connect everything to everything. I mean, everyone wants to be that coin, but like it's going to take multiple coins and multiple. That idea alone is a little kind of far-fetched, right? I got the word AI in here. Root Network, altered state machine AI protocol allows metaverse builders to create applications and experiences powered by AI agent that are ownable and tradable by their owners. Root is a token used by node validators. It seems pretty cool. If it can do all these things, it's got AI, user experience. It's like SaaS, built on Substrate, integrated to XRPL and Ether with other networks. They wanted to do, I mean, hey, if it does what it says it's going to do, it sounds like it's like the world's greatest coin on earth, right? I always get weary when I find a coin like that, right? We do everything. We're a game, we're this, more than just a blockchain. The Root Network enables seamless user experience, assess asset interoperability across the open metaverse. I just don't know if they're going to be able to pull off what they say they're going to be able to pull off. And I get it. It makes sense, but I may just speculate on that puppy. All right. The Root Network, Root USDT on MEXC. So, wow, I mean, it came out hot. I think we might have looked at this before. 4 cents, and it ripped all the way up to 9, doubled up. And now it had this beautiful bottom. I have to be honest, this is something that interests me. I'm not in love with the market structure, but there's a cup and handle there. You got a Sammy cup and handy to the upside, right? You did just break out. It says it does everything, including sliced bread. It's the greatest coin on earth, interoperable. I'm not putting it down. I'm just, I'm being funnily facetious on it, but honestly, because there's really no support here, to me, it's a really big gamble. As there's no support or resistance. So when I get in, I'm getting in blind off the fact that it double bottomed off the 6.5 cents and that people like this thing and it's going to continue to moon. You could look at this flag too and say, well, that was your flag. There's your length of your pole. You're headed further up. So your target would be 11 cents. You may be getting into something at the very root stages. Sorry, I had to. That I know that drum was a little loud in your ear. I apologize. I might have got you there a little bit. Michael Pa, I hope I didn't hurt your ears. Let's take a look at volume mint, VMINT on MEXC. I don't know when I put out this flag, but it looks like I did, and it looks like it continued to the upside. VMINT. Someone asked us about it on the live stream 2 days ago. I remember it now, 2 or 3 days ago. And I said, hey, previous support is resistance. It's a brand new coin. And I said, you got to take your shot. It is what it is. Up 117% gains. So, I mean, it almost seems like anything you touch, this thing can moon. But wow. Now, does it continue for VMINT? You kind of looking at this now. You're in this like rising wedge stage. You'd like to see it consolidate there, but it looks like it may continue. And again, I'd have to research it. I don't know about it. A new coin on your radar. You probably never heard of it. VMINT. But there's your next target is 2.9. All right. Volume mint. Then there's Mint Layer. There's Filecoin and Litecoin. Mint Layer is just getting tighter and tighter in the zone, right? I got an alert on it here. Moving averages are super tight. The only thing is it's got that SHIDO shoulder, head, right shoulder there. Does that break to the downside? Last time we saw that, the protocol got, exploited. I'm not saying it's going to get an exploited protocol. It's just interesting to me. I'd wait for it to break back above 71 or back above 79. I know that's a big missed opportunity there if I was swinging it, though. And it says I can get all the way to 153. I like Mint Layer. I wanted to get in at the very beginning when it first came out. I thought it was hot. Kind of pissed because I wanted it in when it was like a penny, and it did 100x. Look at that. I knew about it when it was in November, and then I knew about it here at 14 cents. But once it was 14 cents, I knew about it at a penny, and I felt like I missed the 14x. And then, well, dude, it did 100x. It basically went from a penny, less than a penny, all the way to $1. Coming back down now, and it bounced off 2 areas of support, and it had been consolidating nicely. It kind of shows that no one wants to sell this thing off. And I wouldn't be surprised if it just continues sideways here, and that's probably your best chance to buy it. So if you really like Mint Layer, there's possibly 200% gains coming. But you just want to make sure it doesn't lose that trend line, right? Anything is possible. I'm more bullish than bearish on Mint Layer. Let me take a look at the daily and the 3-day chart. Yeah, your 3 days getting oversold. Your daily's oversold. What's your 22 looking like? 22 needs to reset a little bit. I didn't mean to make that big. I want the 22 to reset on these stochastics. See, the thing is, it may kind of make a falling wedge here one more time. I'd like 2 to 3 more days of inside consolidation there to make me feel a little better about it. Let's look at Litecoin for whatever reason. So the last time I looked at Litecoin on the weekly, just kind of getting started with a higher low. It double bottomed. Looked like it could consolidate. $83 for Litecoin. I actually end up owning some Litecoin for whatever reason. People paid me in Litecoin. I kept putting it away, and now I have a bag of it. I think it's like $7,000 too, which I'm like, kind of like, I got to sell all that Litecoin for something else, right? My ear is itchy now today. Apologize for that. See that double bottom? It's kind of doing it again. Double bottom at break, double bottom. And so, it's just likely Litecoin's going to double bottom here and then make its way on out. Not enough people to really sell Litecoin. Not many people to really buy Litecoin, but enough people, institutions, and I think people will buy it over time. It's a safer bet. The silver to Bitcoin continue to go up. Does it go to an all-time high this time? I think it definitely can get to $200 to $300, but I don't know if it gets higher than that. But I feel like everything's going to rip, but you never know. Dang, I thought you were talking to me for a second over here. Hey. Litecoin, finally. Tom, you've been here this whole time? I never thought you would sit through 2 hours of me. Considering, me, you'd be like, all right, enough of Sammy. I can't believe you just bounced in for Litecoin at the end. You didn't think I was going to get to it, right? I do all the super chats. I'm so legit. I'll stay here all night long if I have to. And I have to do the monthly candle close tonight. It never ends. My family never sees me. I just sit here and chart till my hand falls off every day. Filecoin, you're better off getting Airweave. Let's move on. No. Last thing here is, and then what's happening? And Bitcoin struggling back at losing 62,000 again. Bitcoin's playing games today. Wow, so the last time I put out Filecoin, I saw it bouncing off the 618 to the target at 8.7. And it did that exact thing. It took it took about 4 weeks to do. It was low on the weekly. You buy it, you hold it for 4 weeks, you sell it for 60. But in crypto, that's a lot of holding for a little bit of gains. But again, I think it's great. I don't want to put it down, but I'm just saying it's a lot of holding for a little bit of gains. Right? Anyway, I'm out for the day. I'm going to look at Bitcoin and then I'm jumping out of here. Nothing crazy today. It's a Thursday after in a monumental 3 days. The whole market's still in shock. A lot of people got liquidated. Once Filecoin breaks above 870, though, it doesn't have a lot of resistance all the way back up to 17. Wouldn't be surprised if it can get there. The weekly suggests there's more momentum. The daily's kind of making a flag with a bigger move here. Interesting. And it kind of broke out of this flag, too, with a monumental minute. Looks like it's going to continue. I wouldn't be surprised if this 12-hour time frame takes it all the way up to $11. And Airweave tends to move with Filecoin. So does Sia Coin. And we put out Airweave here, man. Airweave was just, that thing is up 103% from when I first put out Airweave down. And again, low stochastics, tight moving averages, OBE. It's the same story, Morning Glory, over and over again. All right. Shout out to Frank Kramer. Thank you. Can you check ADA? Uni broke out and retesting. I had a swing trade going on Uni. Taking way too long, though. We did get up to 1190. 4 hour looked good. The daily looks good, right? But not too good. I like it to look better. I may bail on this. I've been sitting on Uni trying to get to 1777, man. I'm in the green now, but it's taking forever. Did I really not do MATIC after all that? So last time I put out MATIC, I saw it break it out of this, ascending triangle. And my target was 128. It got a little high, but didn't make it to the target. Then I saw this bigger cup and handle for MATIC. I was working on this channel here, remember? Hard to see, but I had this inverted head and shoulder. I had this channel to the upside for MATIC, and it did do that. It went actually right to 104. Tommy knows how that is. Exactly to the target. So look, kind of an Adam and Eve here. Look at this. Big picture Adam and Eve. Beautiful double bottom for MATIC. Signs of life here. Resistance. Only a matter of time. Once Bitcoin kind of shovels off, the money flows into these bigger altcoins. And MATIC, I own, a good amount of MATIC right now on Coinbase. Yep, it's on Coinbase. It just sits there. It's been there for years. But yeah, 106. Maybe an area up here to about 128. Daily's resetting. MATIC's structure has been horrible. Like it's been in a very strange price action. End of the day, though, it's been on this uptrend while it's been hitting this. So this is what I see for MATIC. Took me a second to find that idea there, right? It may come all back down. You may see a 73, but maybe it never goes lower than 90. But I see some type of pullback and sideways price action. But overall, I do see MATIC getting to 165 over time. I own MATIC and I believe in it. I have it in my portfolio, so I wouldn't own it if I didn't think it was going to go up. All right, if I didn't think it was going to go up, I wouldn't own the dang thing. So here we started with our structure here for BTC. We talked about breaking 200-day moving averages in the 5-minute. And we could look. We got rejected by the 200 SMA. Solidified the fact that we are bearishly retesting. And look, bearish retest. And now you're overbought. It's suggesting that we do end up going lower now. We couldn't make the inverted head and shoulder. We didn't get the patterns that we wanted. You're attempting to hold this low right here, though, right now. That's like your last resort. But here's, like, this is the bear flag. And these have poles. I mean, that's the length of the whole bear flag. So you bearishly retested. You didn't make the right shoulder. You didn't get back above the 200 SMA. Bearish for Bitcoin. All right. We fell. We bearishly retested. You can see, like, we've been playing games, and now we've lost structure, like, that we've spent all this time making. That's what happens. So what do I see for Bitcoin today? Honestly, it's hard to tell. It's one of those days where I don't get in. I lose a bit of an edge. There's days where I'm like, it's going right here. It's doing exactly this. And then there's like 4 days a year where 4 days a month where I tell you that I can't, you know, it's hard to tell. But I will tell you this. You lost the 200 SMA on the 5-day chart. You knew you were coming to the 7-day. Now you lost the 7-day 200 SMA. You're coming to the 10-day. And then once you lose the 10-day, you're headed down to this 200 SMA here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do go lower here to about a 60,005, you know. Unless the smaller time frames can rip us back up again in a very short amount of time, which they've been doing. But right now, no, right? 7 minute is overbought, curving. You're attempting to try to hold this low right here. If you break 61.7, you're likely going to 60,007, 60,600, all right? There you go. Even more drop there at 61,690. All right. The 200 SMA is the 200 MA. The simple MA is a simple moving average is moving averages. I just want to make that clear. I mean, you guys could call me wrong, but I've never seen anyone else. You know, that's what I learned from my, you know. All right, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. I do see us further to the downside. Target 60,600. Doesn't look good. We just lost the 7-minute 200 SMA now, and these are my go-to indications for a move to the downside, right? Had we bounced and got back inside, I'd be, hey, let's open up along again, but that's just not the case, right? I do what the charts tell me to do. The charts are telling me that we're going down further to the down. Unless we can double bottom here, I see us headed down to 60,500 for Bitcoin. All right. Altcoins will still pump. People are probably selling altcoins into these little coins right now, you know? So that's what I see happening. JASMY pumped beautifully. We put it out right here. And it is up, you know, at one point it was up 60%. Still holding gains at 44 from when I put it out just 2 days ago. Beautiful move for JASMY to the upside, right? And it's messy right there. I can rebuild it for you. You look at the 1 hour time frame, and you're looking for this to pump here in the 1 hour. This flag here looks like it's ready to rock. See how rounded the stochastics are? Again, if Bitcoin tanks it, you never know. Like, the market can change in a second. You never know. I always say that. People don't realize how quick things can move. But right now, it says, hey, the momentum is in our favor, and I don't see why I can't continue to 3 cents for JASMY. Right? And you got this kind of uptrending move. You broke out of the bigger structure, and, you know, you're ready to rock, right? So I'm more bullish on JASMY. That's basically a bullish retest there, too, with momentum on the indicator, all right? Meme Alliance, right, which I bought into Meme Alliance. I grabbed a little bit. Has pumped up a little nicely there. And honestly, you can see a little bit of market structure, right? And this thing may cook, you know. That's just ridiculous. You know, I don't hold me to that. It's something I'm looking at. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. 61,590. We still have so many orders above us, too. I wouldn't be surprised if they're spoofing us and playing games, but we'll see. Shout out to Michael Powell for the $500 super chat. Shout out to everybody that gave fan funding today. No matter what you gave, we appreciate it. And we're going to say thank you to Mendy Pimentel. We're going to say thank you to Space Ape. We're going to take you Overcome 70X7, Crypto Buddy X, Dan, Mint Layer, RC Moore, Live, Laugh, and Love, RC Moore, Hurry X Ron, VMI Alum Old Corp, Jacob Cannon, wow, Kyle M, VMI Along, Benga, the official Gem Class Protocol, Stas, Ryan Fashog, Step Pepper, Nick Ellegard, hope you had a good birthday last weekend, Bryson Gonzalez, Tori, Crypto Sports, Gabriel, Rebel Darkside, Step Pepper, Carl H, Stas, Crypto Sam, Josiah Jelowick, and Zach R, and Michael Pa. Shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for what you've done. Sending in super chats my way, and the fan funding is amazing. I really appreciate it. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life, baby. I'll see you guys. Guys, we're doing great. $61,000 Bitcoin. Have no fear. A couple months from now, we get to halving, and things will be on fire. I love you all. Be safe. Thank you.